Alright, everybody. This is possibly the funniest crossover I've ever seen. Recently, Shoe on Head, who is a good... Sorry, not Shoe on Head. I've mixed up names here. President Sunday, who has had quite a bone to pick with me before I even knew who he was, as it turns out. President Sunday has falsely accused me of falsely accusing Shoe on Head of pedo-jacketing me. And obviously, like, it's literally on her Wikitubia page. It's really come down to whether or not you interpret Shuanhead quote tweeting me and saying Xanderhal and a list of other lefty figures all unfollowed me over pedo shit. Cool and normal, not gonna stop me from talking about it though. Basically comes down to whether or not you interpret that as being some kind of pedo jacketing. I think it is. I think at the time, most people saw it as such. And now it seems President Sunday is just trying to dig for clout. And, like, he's, like, very desperate to try to dredge up an old drama that has had most of the context buried with time to force me into a position where I have to, like, retread it, despite the fact that when it all happened, I was already shown to be in the right because everybody knew all the context, everything. And they're basically banking on most people not knowing what happened now, because it's been about a year, which I think is very scumfuck behavior. So, my friend Ethan saw this shit going down on Twitter, and he decided to start making fun of President Sunday by responding to him and debunking some of his dumb arguments in the replies. In response, President Sunday asked him to debate, and or I guess maybe Ethan asked to debate. I don't know which happened which. I was playing Lego Fortnite, and I was in a call with Ethan. Anyway, Ethan is now going to end up debating President Sunday. Now, I don't want to really spoil for you how Ethan debates, because I think you all need to see it yourselves to understand what it's going to be like. But he's currently getting prepped to join President Sunday's stream now, and he's live himself. There'll be a link down below to go to his channel and go send some support. Please do so. But with that said, let's watch. Demon Mama does not agree with Keffels for like being friendly with Shuanhead. She's just not as upset about it as I am. Demon Mama doesn't disagree with why I'm upset or my reasoning or the fact that I don't want to be friends with somebody if I'm uncomfortable.
No comments whatsoever.
So, by the way, chat, I'm sorry if my face doesn't move correctly. I have Bell's palsy, so I apologize if you see me making weird faces. So sorry. I'm hoping that we can get in soon.
I don't know. Maybe I'm starting from faulty premises. There is no personality here.
Deal with that.
No personality here. President Sunday confirmed.
This DM did a long stream and gave pushback. It's not. I didn't find it that satisfying. I think it characterized Brianna Wu in its title as a leader in a leader position, but she pushed back hard, and I think she did damage. And I think not like substantial damage, but I think it made people aware of it.
Hi guys.
So even in the comments on this channel.
So when's he gonna let me get in? He told me to come in this time. I don't want to.
For the record, by the way, he keeps on trying to bring up me being associated with Brianna Wu, but like, as I've said, if I am asked to disassociate with someone because they fucked over a friend of mine, I will. And that whole situation is being handled in private. I've been asked by those involved not to like make a big deal out of it because it's being handled. Had I been asked to do otherwise, I would. So it's strange that these people think they know so much about my like personal life and like my friendships that they can say, "Well, you're a hypocrite here because of this." And it's like, you don't know my personal friendships. Stop pretending you do.
About
this one guy didn't know how much money I make. The left is naive about finance. Like, shut up.
The left is naive about finances, though. All right. Like, why is he so mad? He's getting pissy at like every word the guy says. He doesn't realize this makes him look fucking deranged, right?
He's desperate. He's very
I've joined his Discord. I'm going to see if I can get in the call with him.
Yep, it hurts your being able to get a job if you don't have a high enough credit score.
Don't worry, you're not getting a job anytime soon.
You're not gonna get a job anytime soon. Like, dude, you're also making videos. You're sitting here streaming. What the fuck are you talking about?
Dude, he's such a toxic fuck. Holy shit. President Sunday's actually a piece of shit.
Give me a second. I have to find it. My hair is fucked. Sorry, chat.
No, he's better than you,
Oh.
actually. He's slighting Gay
All right.
now because Gay Fesh
Oh, my fucking hair.
misrepresenting Karl Max in order to get victim points, because
Let's see.
Xanderhal having a full pouch of victim credits is literally his only game.
Victim credits. What is he talking about?
Dog, how am I someone who uses victim status, dude? I just get shit and move on. Like, is he gonna try to say it's like my theme song or something? He knows that I didn't have any part in the making of my theme song, and I don't have any part in my community memeing about how much shit I get. I've been through some stuff. What can I say? Sometimes people feel bad about it. Sometimes it's relevant. I'm sorry if you've had like an easier life and that doesn't let you like look more sympathetic to the internet like you want to. Sorry.
High school girl is he's been talking about how credit, like harm to your credit, lasts a lot longer than a fucking year. The financial harm he went through is longer than a year. So coming in and talking to him and saying, Xander, why haven't you just fixed it, is at best tone deaf. You smarmy fuck. What is he going on about?
$1,000, and let's assume it's a bit more than that because like the complications.
It was much more than that.
20,000. Okay.
It was more than that. Can I say that? It was a lot of money. I need to check Xander's. Xander, can you DM me? I don't know if you're watching right now. It was a lot worse than Xander. All I will say is it's a lot worse than Xander let on. I know because I was involved in the situation. I was part of the reason that Xander got rid of her in the first place. I fucking hated her. It's a lot worse than just a certain amount of money being shown. Logs show almost $40,000.
Certain point. Enough time has transpired where it's like, okay, but like life has happened since then, right? So, like, why are you specifically
$40,000. It was $40,000.
It doesn't matter. It's just like,
I just didn't know, Chad, if I was at liberty to talk about it.
Like Keffels kind of went around about it wrong, and I feel like she kind of.
And Xan brought up Keffel's drug use, did he?
Xander bought. Oh my fucking god! Get me in a conversation with this guy right fucking now.
Does President Sunday support Israel or Palestine? I support the Palestinians. It depends on what you mean by Palestine. And I basically do not support the state of Israel.
Used me as a bludgeon there.
Where do I get in chat with this guy? Like, he told me, show up at this time.
And it's not going anywhere, so it's like, just fuck.
Is he just watching this stream?
Got other content on that.
Much ground to stand on that debate, and then she saw something she could use. Like, oh, my friend got fucked over by this person. I can use this as a gotcha in the debate. And then she did, you know. As far as I know, only certain jobs check your credit score.
And you had nothing to say about it. You had no criticism for Keffels being underhanded that way until you started fighting with Keffels afterward.
Because it didn't seem like what she was doing at the time was malicious. At the time, the way I interpreted it is that she was debating someone, she found out that they'd done something fucked up, and she wanted to hold them to account for it. The way that I look at it now seems more like she saw a reason, like a way to actually win a debate she wasn't really doing well at. She saw something that was morally bad she could latch onto and use me as a bludgeon for. And this isn't even a conclusion I came to. It was a conclusion someone who mutually knows us came to and said to me.
Thank you. Please talk to me, man. Come on.
Oh, is it happening?
Hi, Xanderhal. How you doing?
Yo!
How you doing, buddy? Why'd you block me? You had nothing to say about it.
Is he trying to, like, talk to me and be like, why'd you block me? Why'd you block me? Because you shit-talked me before I even knew who you were. At the time was malicious.
There's so many webcams.
The way I interpreted it is that she was debating someone, she found out that they'd done something fucked up, and she wanted to hold them to account. Is he trying to do a is he trying to do like a live debate through streams because he's so desperate to talk to me? Dude, this is my friend here wants to debate you. He agreed to debate you. You agreed to debate him. I don't care about you. You're kind of a slimy nerd who sits around a pile of books on the internet with very little relevance to me or my community, and I have never wanted anything to do with you. So debate the guy who does. What are you doing? This is embarrassing. Debate the guy who wants to debate you. All right.
Shit talking before you. What?
She found out that they'd done something
What?
fucked up, and she he's trying. Is he trying to do a lot? What?
Yes, of course I'm trying to. This is funny. Why wouldn't I?
Why? Oh, he thinks it's funny, everybody.
Because he's so desperate to talk to me?
No, I don't want to talk to you. I think you smell funny.
Dude, this is my friend. This here guy's wants saying to I debate smell you. funny. He agreed to debate you. You agreed to debate him.
I'm
I
gonna.
don't care about you.
I'm gonna.
All right, he's gonna. All right, chat. We just watch.
Slimy nerd who sits around a pile of to talk to me?
No, I don't want to talk to you. I think you smell funny.
Dude, did you hear his voice crack there?
Chat, this is silly.
You smell funny.
You agreed to debate him.
I'm gonna. I smell immaculate like sandalwood.
All right, he's
shower
gonna.
twice
All
a
right,
day.
chat. We just watch.
Slimy nerd who sits around a pile of to talk to me?
No, I don't want to talk to you. I think you smell funny.
Did you hear his voice crack there?
Chat, this is silly.
You smell funny.
I'm just looping his stream until it's
I
unwatchable.
smell immaculate like sandalwood.
I like the recursive audio.
Why won't he debate the person who
Should be
wants to
fun.
debate him? Why is he scared to debate Ethan?
It's just echoing into eternity.
Yeah.
Why is he so scared?
God. I like the recursive audio.
Oh my god, wait, oh my god, did you see his face? Did you see the face he was making? He looked more ghoulish than glitter there. Holy fuck. Aw, dude, he's doing it. Oh, this is actually fucking hilarious. We're breaking him. We're actually breaking him. He can't even, I can't hear him, so he's like unable to like engage with me and use this as like a way of debating me. So he just has to sit here and let me talk to his own audience as he makes like, he hears me insulting him and he just has to sit there and take it because he won't debate the person who's got the receipts and wants to talk to him, and I don't care to do it because I've got a stream to do. I know you're afraid of having those screenshots of eudaimonia liking white nationalist shit get shown on stream. You're friends with a Nazi and it makes you look bad, so you've got to defend him. Yeah, I know. It really looks bad. Ooh, I should bring those screenshots up. You gonna really quickly close my stream? That'll make him close my stream really fast. Hold on. That'd be really funny. Ooh, let's see how quick he closes my stream. Oh, did he already do it? He's already done it. He's already done it. Oh, he already did it. He already did it. He already did it. He already closed my stream. He's already watching something else. Look, he closed my stream. My stream.
I love white people.
Oh, did he already do it? Oh, no. He's just playing another clip. Okay. He's trying to hide it. He's actually trying to hide it. Holy shit. That's actually crazy. Wow. He does not want that screenshot to get shown. This might be one of the most fun interactions I've had on a stream since when I talked to Infrared on stream and I sat there eating chicken nuggies while he screamed for an hour and I got drunk. I was literally just eating chicken tenders with I think it was honey mustard dipping sauce and drinking some kind of vodka pink something mixer and just listening to this guy scream over the mic about just the most incoherent political ideology you could imagine. And I was just like asking him more questions to get him to talk more because I didn't want the conversation to end because it's possibly the most hilarious thing to listen to while you're drunk off your ass with some tendies to sit back and eat. This gets pretty close to that. All right, here, let's see if he hides the stream when I bring this up. Actually, I'll just bring it up anyway so I can jump scare with it. I retweeted one of these earlier. Well, you see, in order to call someone a Nazi, they have to specifically be anti-Semitic. You have to clarify that what you mean is a tradcath neo-fascist, or paleocon, as he's called himself at one point. So this is back when he, back in 2022, obviously not that long ago, May 2022, it's barely over a year ago. Quote tweeting Natalie Wynn, who said, "So maddening to have watched white nationalism spread from Stormfront to 4chan to YouTube to Steve Bannon to Tucker Carlson to the manifestos of multiple mass murderers and not taken seriously because they're not wearing," and she goes on to say, like, swastikas. Eudaimonia quote tweets this and says, "Yeah, that would be crazy if it were actually happening." And this is a liked by Eudaimonia tweet. And it was, of course, a reply to him saying, "Replacement theory is a dangerous conspiracy theory, but also Texas is going to be blue due to immigration in a decade, and Republicans will never win another election. Ha 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 ha." I wonder why, and also the interactions I've had with him in Shu's private GC, I wonder why I'd be led to believe that maybe his positions are a little extreme. He's also called himself a theocrat. And bro's constantly retweeting alt-righters. So I'm sorry if you're mad about that, but bro's a fascist. Thank you for showing it on stream, though. I'm moving on to the next topic, Sunday, so if you don't want to talk to Ethan, then I guess you're afraid to actually talk to somebody who's got all the receipts ready and a conversation to have with you. But thank you for allowing me to tell that to your entire audience. It helps. It does. Ethan's debating him now. Pog, let's watch. Hell yeah.
Tend to treat skepticism or a general unwillingness to accept a piece of evidence as indicating what it's claimed to indicate as itself a claim. That's more just a judgment, right? I mean, yeah, technically in like absolute terms that would constitute a staking out a claim of some kind, but it's not really so much the case that I'm going like, hey, positively this is absolutely not possible. I'm just saying, like, the evidence that is provided doesn't seem to establish what it is being claimed it establishes.
Okay. Well, all right then. I'm willing to contest that. All right. So I think reading off the tweet in question is basically where we should start. Like, there's no point.
Why don't you show it? Can you show it on screen?
Oh, you want me to show it on screen? I have it all pulled up. So Shu's tweet.
Is he?
Am I what?
One moment. Is he back to watching my stream?
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. I don't have any type of like.
What is that? I thought Xanderhall. I thought you had a thing going on. What's happening, buddy?
He's probably saying that because he wanted you to hop on the call with me. In all likelihood, he wanted that.
Are you on his? Is that you on his call right now?
On what call?
On Xanderhall.
Oh, that's Pillow. Probably.
Okay, I don't know any of these people.
Yeah.
Okay. Weird. It's weird he popped on as soon as you came on. That's weird.
I don't think so. They're probably just watching this. It's content farming, all of it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the nature of all online debates.
Hey, Zan, here you go.
Just debate him, dude. What is the problem?
Thank you for that. All right, sorry.
All right.
As you were.
Silly clip. All right, so the tweet. Hold on, let me see if I can open it. I'm trying to open it on stream right now. It's the 14th cited thing on her Wikitubia. That's what I have linked.
Mm-hmm.
See if Twitter will actually load. I had it linked earlier, but Twitter wouldn't load when I opened it. You can check my stream. I'm literally opening the tweet that's linked on Wikitubia right now. It won't load.
You got a stream?
Yeah, I'm streaming right now. He told me to document it.
Who did?
Xander.
Oh, I mean, yeah, always record your streams. Just, what's your channel?
Oh, my channel is at I'm Archaic or just RK.
Why don't I just pull it up? I have the clips on my channel. Hang on my Discord. 1 sec.
Okay, my bad.
Just show the
Also, clip. We're talking about the part in which she pedojack. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Screenshot.
I know the exact quote. It's that the link to the tweet specifically won't work. I don't know why. YouTube or Twitter shit.
No, I got it. Don't worry about it.
Thank you.
Bear with me a sec.
Yeah, she deleted the tweet. It makes her look bad. She deleted it.
Oh my god. I need to not do the 3-hour stream before I do this next time.
I've been streaming for 4 hours.
Oh, she deleted the tweet apparently. My bad. I didn't know she deleted this tweet. The tweet is
the actual link. I have the screenshot here.
You have the screenshot. I was looking for the link to bring it up. I thought that would be better. So apologies. I have the quote. The quote is, "Too late. He did it and unfollowed me. Just like Contra, the Serfs, Hunter, etc. All of them over pedo shit. Normal and cool. Not going to stop me from talking about it." Right. And so I think that that's pretty obvious pedojacketing. Like what she's implying there is pretty obvious. It's
Well, why? If they were arguing about gun control and she said gun shit, it would be just indicating the topic. If it was pedo shit, like maybe there are a bunch of people who have an issue
because
with her,
it wasn't pedo shit.
Her going really overboard with the pedo hunting stuff, in which case you could generically refer to that as pedo shit. There's nothing in that language.
So actually, what happened with the disagreement in the primary part of the disagreement, the topic was not necessarily pedo shit. It was a mishandling of her platform and a mishandling or a misunderstanding of what her speech can lead to. Something which she's acknowledged.
I think the general thrust of the Balenciaga accusation was that Balenciaga was engaging in pedo shit itself, or something creepily sort of adjacent there too, and she was calling people like Demon Mama and Xanderhal, specifically Demon Mama, I think, useful idiots for the corporation while they were doing that.
Okay, so you genuinely believe
that? Not fucking find the thing. I want
to. It's deleted. The only thing
it's not deleted. I have a.
I apologize. I realized you meant the screenshot. No need deal. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's fine. I'm not mad. I'm just annoyed at this.
He's really angry.
Okay. So, well, let me go over the rest of the tweet, and I'll give you my argument for why I believe it's pedojacketing. Okay.
Just wait a sec. Let's put it on the screen so people can actually see it first. Calm down. We're not. Nope.
Man, I've been waiting quite a bit. My bad.
He's building up.
You only got into the server at 4:11.
No, I meant for you to bring it up. You said you've been bringing it up, so I was just.
I was waiting for you to bring it up. You failed to, and now I'm bringing it up.
Yeah, I told you the tweet was deleted. I had it, and then you said no. I'll bring it up.
But
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
That's because I can't believe you were in all seriousness looking for the actual tweet years later. I guess it was 1 year.
Wait, why can you not believe that I would look up a tweet?
Why are we arguing about this?
No. Explain that to me. Why can you not believe that I was in all seriousness looking up a tweet? What does that even mean? Don't play mean girl. There's no point. Let's discuss things like adults. Let's discuss things like adults. Be normal.
We'll discuss things like adults. It's a little weird that you would come prepared for a stream thing about.
It's starting, guys.
I had
of a thing that took place.
I had the link. The link is dead because I had it sourced.
It took place a year ago. And you would be relying on a link to the actual thing and not just like a folder with screenshots, which seems like common sense.
I have a screenshot of the quote. Yes, I thought you would want a link.
Which I would be cool about if you weren't being a dick about it.
Being a dick? What? I told you to just be normal towards me. No, you got to be degrading, man. Come on, chill.
I'm not being degrading. What?
I've heard backpedaling like this before. Let's move on. Come on, man. It's obvious.
Oh, I'm backpedaling? What am I back? I didn't say anything.
I think it's rather weird that you wouldn't.
I'm just trying to put the thing on the screen here. It's just fighting.
Okay, put it on.
Where did I put it?
Come on, man.
Give me a sec. Wait, is it in P2 capture? Oh no, there it is. Okay, so I'm so stupid. Sorry, it's underneath my.
Ethan's good at getting people mad. Ethan's really good at getting people mad. You're about to see it happen.
What?
I've seen this man make people cry on VR chat so many times. President Sunday might actually cry.
Oh, I see. Okay, so it should be in there and then center it. Why can't it see it?
Yeah, Ethan Wood. Different Ethan from my friend who's on screen right now.
What the hell? Okay, let's try the Twitch one. There we go. Okay, now it's on screen.
Okay, cool. So,
boom.
To come back to it, she says the relevant parts are all over pedo shit, normal and cool. Not going to stop me from talking about it. Why do you think? So I think it's pretty normal in most disagreements to like unfollow someone if it's pretty bad, right? And why do you think she wrote normal and cool there? Like, what does normal and cool add to that tweet right after following that it was over pedo shit? Do you think there was no intent behind those words?
Oh no.
Well, it makes them sound like it was a ridiculous thing to unfollow her over.
Yeah? Why?
Like, obviously she doesn't mean normal and cool. She means the opposite. Abnormal and not cool.
Why is it ridiculous?
Okay, so you think
that doesn't give you carte blanche to interpret all of this was over pedo shit as contra the serfs.
Oh no, that's fine. That's fine. All I needed was that we were on the same page. That it was implying that it was kind of weird, right? Weird that they wouldn't follow her over this topic, right? So we've established that in this tweet, she believes that their behaviors were cool. Okay. So moving on, she then says, "Not going to stop me from talking about it." So I think that it's obvious that everyone wanted her to stop talking about it irresponsibly. But why is she framing it as if she's being told to stop talking about pedo shit when she's being told to be responsible with her platform, something she's admitted she needs to do before? Like, how can you sit here and tell me that you don't believe there's any intent?
I think she probably interpreted like the unfollows as being some kind of social pressure to not talk about. I don't know. I don't need her to be.
You don't know.
I don't need her to be. Excuse me?
You don't know? Like, what do you mean you don't know?
I was actually finishing my sentence.
Okay. I'm waiting.
I don't know what her psychology was behind that latter statement. The contention is very simple. The claim that her characterizing these unfollows as being over pedo shit is not sufficient to draw the connection to she's pedo jacketing all of the aforementioned. I think an excellent
if I
mentions, can I finish my
yes, you can. My bad.
A good example of this would be the fact that she's including the serfs as a collective here. She's not talking about a specific individual. She's talking about like a panel. She's saying that it's weird that over this thing which involves pedophilia, they're sort of falling in lockstep and unfollowing her over that. She's taking that as a slight. But that's not sufficient to characterize what she's doing here as implying that they're pedophiles, which is what pedojacketing is. That doesn't follow. It's just not there. Now you can ask her, like, hey, you're just going to include like a reference to pedophilia and not disambiguate this. I'm worried about that. I personally wouldn't be in this context, but that's a fair thing to ask. But to jump to Shu is characterizing the aforementioned as pedophiles is a leap.
Did she ever rectify that or clarify that at all? Because if I came up to you and I told you, oh, this person stopped talking to me over pedo shit, it should probably be clarified a little bit more in depth, no? Like do you not have a moral obligation where if something is blurry enough to where it could be even misinterpreted as pedophilia, like you should correct that? Why wouldn't she do that in that case?
For those that are wondering why I'm having Ethan debate him, it's because I'm trying to get Ethan to get into content creation for so long because I really think he's got what it takes, and I feel like this is the perfect place for him to start because he's wanted to bully this guy for a bit.
It wasn't pedophilia.
Let me see if I get this straight. Your plan coming in here was just to tell me no, that is pedojacketing, yeah, and then walk off into the sunset.
No, my plan was that. What do you mean? Like it's trickier.
Your plan was to come in here with no screenshots, nothing prepared.
Hold on. No screenshot. No screenshots.
Hold on.
I told you I had screenshots.
No screenshots.
Yeah, I told you.
Screenshots.
No, I tried to get you a link. The link was deleted, and I said I had a screenshot of the quote.
That's not a.
Well, what?
Goddamn long.
It took me a goddamn. It took you a goddamn long time to bring it up. What are you getting on to me for about that? Come on, be normal, man.
I'm not the one. I wasn't the one preparing to make a case about specifically this with you.
What? Yes, you were. You said you were going to have a panel about this. You said you were going to do call-ins for this on Twitter.
Yes, but what I wasn't doing. Hang on, no. What I wasn't doing was assembling a dossier of evidence for you.
Is having the tweet ready, the tweet that we were talking about, like the one thing about all of this, really a dossier?
I know the threshold was pretty low, right?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah. I'm just saying, like, I had it ready.
You kind of suck,
and then
don't you?
Suck? What?
You
told me I did not have it ready. I told you I did have it ready.
You didn't have it ready. You had a link, and then you were scrambling afterwards.
No, I had the.
Ready was the link.
Let me clarify.
You had a dead link.
I had a dead link and a screenshot.
Let you clarify. If you let me clarify.
Okay.
I'm shutting you down.
Can you see how like desperate to see Sunday as like winning here? The chat is. President Sunday's like chat that's like dead as fuck.
I had it screenshotted right above it.
I was talking over you, so I didn't. That's what kind of happens when you interrupt.
You're talking to what?
What they're saying. Exactly.
No. What? I was trying to understand what you're saying. What's up? Like you mumbled. You need to have the receipts. I do have the receipts, Naomi.
What's exhibit B? We disagree about the read on this text. You have no counter except it's obvious to you.
Hello.
Good
okay.
For you. What's the next one?
Let's move on. Okay. So. So regardless of whether or not you believe she was intentionally implying that he was a pedophile after all of this, right?
Yeah.
And yes, like someone said in the chat, she had blocked Xan. So her action after saying those things was to block Xan, and she did not rectify the many people who did interpret this as that.
Someone's saying I should have asked your question earlier. Hang on, what was your question?
Okay,
earlier?
let me hear the question.
Catch that.
Let me hear the question.
I don't know what the question was. I was saying something. You shut me down and then asked me a question, and I was trying to insist that I finish my sentence. But apparently that's an issue for someone in chat. So I just want to be thorough. What was the question you were going to ask?
I'm sorry. I thought you were reading it out. My apologies.
No, it was spoken. I don't.
Sorry. Can you repeat yourself? I'm so sorry. I apologize.
Is he gonna be like rude for asking him to
hello?
repeat himself?
We having internet problems? Hold on.
There's no internet problems on Ethan's end by the looks of things.
I believe what I was saying was that the bare fact that she says pedo shit in the conversation does not give you carte blanche to interpret that as her pedo jacketing the people she's referring to. That would entail that any tweet involving a description of a disagreement over that topic would be pedo jacketing. That's a bit of an oversight.
Okay, wait. Apologies. Glad that things are slowing down. Sorry, I'm reading chat. They said speak slower, so I'm going to speak slower.
Okay, don't read chat. Reading chat's a mistake.
You're right, actually. Thank you. Anyways, so whether someone says it, sorry, you're right. I gotta stop reading chat. I was laughing at it. Okay, sorry. Moving on. So you believe that just because it's talking about shit doesn't give the people the right to, but people are going to regardless. Like, she knows this. She always talked about this all the time, that people are going to misinterpret her words, right? So if she's aware of this, why does she not rectify that? That's what I asked, though. Why does she not go back and clarify that no, it wasn't because it's like Zan's a pedophile when he's being like rained down with insults about this?
I don't care if he's been rained down with it. Why is it?
You don't care if people believe he's a. You don't care.
Why is it anyone else's problem if Xanderhal is insulted?
So it's not Shu's responsibility to make sure her audience doesn't insult him by calling him a pedophile. Like, it is her problem.
Even know it's... Well, here's a question for you. How do you know the people who are calling him a pedophile are her audience?
Do you think...
What does that mean for... Wait.
There's no way. There's no way.
What does that mean? What does that mean for them to be her audience? Does that mean...
That means their opinion...
I was asking a clarifying question to follow that.
Okay.
Does that mean that they were directed by watching her content towards insulting Xanderhal?
Yes.
Does that mean that they received that from a third party who was directed by that? And if that is the case, how have you established that connection? How have you established that history between the people who are leveraging the insults and Shu's video? How have you determined this?
Hold on.
I think that was a simple question.
Yes, it is a simple question. I'm quite surprised by such a simple question, because I don't think it's much of a stretch to assume that a person who follows Shu, plenty of people who follow Shu after this have
come in. How do you know they follow Shu? Hang on. Who are you talking about?
People on Twitter.com, the website where all of your followers are public.
I'm not sure what you're getting at here. So
why is it a stretch to assume that they are her audience, and that they could have been informed and led to behave in that way because of her content and her words?
It's perfectly possible, but it's speculation at that point.
Is that really speculation?
No, you're confused. You're confused. What
He's
you need
down
to establish
trying
here
to claim
to
those
make
people weren't
your
Shu
position
fans.
work is not that somebody somewhere could have, or even many people could have been motivated by her video to unjustly attack Xanderhal and call him a pedophile.
Yes, because she did not do...
What you need to establish is that there is such a connection that she has a warrant to go out of her way to stop that. Because unfortunately, she's actually not responsible for people taking a message that isn't there and using that to attack other people. That's not on her. So unless you can establish that, that took place, and you can establish it in such a way as you can make it evident to her, she doesn't have an obligation to do that. Nobody does.
So firstly, you can establish that like plenty of our fans are doing this, because Xander, if you're watching this right now, please DM me and correct me.
It doesn't matter if they're It doesn't matter if her fans are doing this.
It doesn't. Seriously?
No, if it hasn't been established, it's an unknown.
It doesn't matter if you have an audience of people who are going out of their way to call someone a pedophile. Hold on. If it hasn't been established, it's an unknown. Listen to me. Hold on, please.
If it's an unknown,
please listen to me.
Please
listen to me.
If it's an unknown, I don't have to. If it's an unknown,
yes,
you're conferring an obligation on the basis of speculation.
If you had an entire audience, hold on.
If it's an unknown, then you are conferring an obligation on the basis of a speculation.
If you had an audience...
So if it's on the basis of a speculation, then the claim is not established. That's not a public thing. That's now you personally, in your opinion, you think that it's likely that X, Y, and Z resulted from this specific thing. But if you haven't proved that to another party who's skeptical of this, then you don't have a basis for saying that there's an obligation of this particular person to rectify it.
Can I say something now?
He's just gonna go silent.
It's an easy yes or no. Really easy.
Oh,
can I say something?
I'm waiting. Say
okay. So, if you had an audience of people, right, who follow you, and you did nothing, absolutely nothing wrong, you've done nothing, right? And your audience started going after someone, calling them a pedophile, would you not have a moral obligation to try to clear that up with your audience who have a bias towards you in some way?
Well, who's my audience? What does that mean exactly?
People follow you, who follow you on Twitter, okay? Let's just say that. They're your audience.
If somebody who follows me on Twitter goes after
they follow you on Twitter, they're active in your community, okay?
Yeah.
For the it's a magical hypothetical.
Okay.
If you have an audience of people like that and you see them going after someone, calling them a pedophile, and you're wholly involved in this hypothetical, would you not have a moral obligation to try to clarify that if you knew it not to be true?
What do you mean I'm wholly involved in this hypothetical?
Wholly uninvolved. You did not cause them to think this?
Wholly uninvolved. Sorry, you said wholly involved.
I apologize. I genuinely, if I misspeak at all, I will clarify. I have Bell's palsy right now.
If other people who happen to watch my channel do a thing, I would consider it like a thing that I would do to step in, but I couldn't tell somebody else, no, it's your obligation to manage these people like they're your children.
Wait. It's not managing like your children. Do you think childcare and making a tweet clarifying something is the same thing?
I don't have any responsibility for what random people who happen to enter my chat at some point do. I'm not them. I have a
if you had a community of people who were somewhat like biased to you because they like you,
the word community is pulling a lot of weight here.
You don't think Shu has a community?
What we're talking about what?
You don't think Shu has a community? What are you talking about?
What do you mean does Shu have a community?
That's what we're making a comparison to.
I know. By community, do you just mean people who happen?
For those that don't know, President Sunday's trying to be super pedantic to defend Shu and her like hot Nazi husband, and is like desperate to try to like claim that somehow this very obvious pedo-jacketing tweet isn't pedo-jacketing.
Get like snips out of context or whatever. We'll get like statements that have been twisted out of context, and we'll then go out of their way afterwards. If
within an hour of you making a tweet that could be possibly misinterpreted, once again, my position is still that it wasn't even misinterpreted, and you block someone and you see plenty of people who you are familiar with within your community, because I promise you that happened, people who you interact with regularly, going after someone, calling them a pedophile when you know them to not be so, you have a moral obligation to clear that up. Yes. I don't understand how you're disagreeing with me there, actually.
Why would you have a moral obligation? To clean up a mess that you didn't start.
Wait.
The only people.
If you can do good and you choose not to, do you think that's a good play?
Ethan, the only people who are running after who are running with the idea that this is pedo-jacketing are not people in Shu's audience.
Prove that. Prove that to me right now. Prove that to me right now.
I don't need to. This is the same threshold of evidence you provided. Prove that they are Shu's audience who are
going I can prove to you that Shu's audience went after Zan. Zan, if you're watching this, just send me any amount of them that DM'd you and show me them following Shu. It doesn't matter
if you find people who follow Shu. I follow Shu. Okay. Am I Shu's audience? I never watch her.
If you would be the audience to her tweet. Yes, you would be an audience to her tweets.
But hang on. I'm really not, though, because I didn't see it. I saw all of this in the last couple of days.
Okay, so you didn't see it. But if someone within an hour of that original tweet comes in and says something to Xander, is there like, do you think it's unreasonable to say,
no,
oh, this person came from her?
It is not Shu's job. Shu and had a guy said something to me, and he referred to her tweet. It's not her job to go out of her way to clarify.
It isn't.
Tweet doesn't bear that context.
Wait. Are you serious? If someone you know was accused of being a pedophile by people in your audience, right? You would not try to clarify?
Was she not accused of being a pedophile herself pretty directly in the clips that she covers in her video?
Who? What? No, she was accused of having.
You don't recall the sequence of Demon Mama explicitly saying, like, hey, if you think that these slim leather straps
I'm not talking about DM. Why is DM getting brought up?
If you think these slim leather, she's not even being brought up in this tweet. If you think these slim leather straps
after all this, by the way, he's trying to fast forward time to a
like in any way like related to sexuality or whatnot.
To retroactively
you must be projecting
Shu.
a little bit. You must get riled up when you see this in juxtaposition with a child. Why
How-
on earth? Why on
what-
earth when that's allowed to fly? Why on earth when like the
What are we talking about? What are we talking about DM for?
You're not providing warrant here.
No,
Like,
why
I
are we talking
understand,
about
like,
DM right now? Anyways, that video came
Because-
after this whole situation. I don't understand why that's relevant right now.
Because DM and Xanderhal both have made the exact same claim about the same things at the same time, right?
We were both attacked during that drama.
Like,
No,
this whole
Xander does not claim that she's a pedo. What? Or that she believes that.
Xanderhal did not go out of his way to challenge that, right?
Yes, actually, Xanderhal regularly
Xanderhal went
clarified
out
that.
of his way. Xanderhal went out of his way to clarify that if Demon Mama was implying that Shoe on Head gets riled up
Wait, why is Xander
really wasn't
responsible?
finished.
Why are we talking about
Why are
Demon
you
Mama?
why are you
Why are
incapable of? Why are you?
you
incapable of,
interrupted me like 1,000
hearing a
times? Don't
sentence?
even play this out. Come on, man.
Only after you started interrupting. I
Okay,
started
that's
this off entirely
fine. That's
before.
fine. Anyways, so why is Demon Mama getting brought up at all here? Why is Xander responsible for Demon Mama's community? You've moved
Because
something.
the
here.
accusation against Keffels is that Keffels is doing some wrong by associating with Shoe.
You need to all remember, President Sunday is doing this all to defend Shoe on Head and Eudaimonia.
He'll be right. What's the point of calling him a hypocrite here? You're not reaching
Well, if the
anything.
statement if the statement is that he is owed this, then yes, by being a hypocrite, he is wrong. Because there's no norm of
Wait.
reciprocity then.
No, hypocrisy doesn't make someone wrong. That's not how that works.
Reciprocity. Hypocrisy does make you wrong if you're trying to draw some kind of normative obligation on the basis of mutual faith.
I am calling an obligation for her to do that. One, and two, the reason. Okay. Okay. Shut up and listen for like 20 seconds. All right.
Tell me to shut up one more time. I'm just kicking you. I don't need to entertain this.
Hey, don't let your voice crack too much. All right. So, point is that if Xander, one, why is Xander responsible for anything DM does, and two, if
why is
Xander,
Keffels responsible for anything Shoe does? That's the question.
two, if he is
Answer the
in this,
question. Answer the simple question.
that's what I'm
you asked
answering.
me that.
That's what I'm
No, asking
answering.
you. That's already
If
been
he
staked out.
is,
That has already been staked out.
if he is, that's what I'm answering. All right. If he is responsible for that, then you agree with Xanderhal on Keffels and what's it called, Shoe's relationship.
I don't
right?
agree. I don't agree with any of these people. What
You
is
don't-
being claimed
what is
here?
it- hold on, can I know
what
your
is
overall
being
stance?
Claimed, fuck off. What is being claimed here?
What?
Is that what is being claimed? What? What is
Well,
being
I
claimed
asked to
here
know your overall
is
stance,
that
and you told me to
what
fuck
is
off. I
being
just asked
claimed-
you.
What is being claimed here is that Keffels owes Xanderhal dissociation from Shoe on the basis of these tweets.
No.
Okay.
The flip side of this,
Is that I'm allowed to not be
is that
friends with
Xanderhal
Keffels.
owes Shoe nothing, despite the fact that there was a much less ambiguous claim made that actually is pedo-jacketing her in a much stronger way. Now, I think that rhetorical statement doesn't actually stand as pedo-jacketing. My threshold is higher. However,
Okay.
we're taking the standard that Xanderhal is applying, that falls under the category easily. And so there is this claim that Keffels has a special obligation to Xanderhal, that Xanderhal is not required by anyone to requite at all. Case in point, once again, Xanderhall and his editor Cherry like this with Brianna Wu, despite the fact that Brianna Wu explicitly called Demon Mama and Dope pedophiles within the last 30 days.
So, actually, I do know something about that situation, and that has been that Xander has not been approached to deal with that as of now, and is taking no action because of that.
I don't care.
You don't care?
That's
Does
his,
that
that's
does
his
not
editor
change
who-
the si-
That's his,
No.
that's his editor who
No.
That's his
That's
editor.
Demon Mama.
No.
That is Demon Mama.
That's his
You don't know
editor.
what you're talking
That's
about.
his
You can't say
editor.
no and tell me that
That's
I know
his-
the situation.
that's his-
Xanderhal,
that's his-
hold on. Listen, you don't even know what happened
That's
here. This is
his
something you're
editor.
unaware of. The public is unaware of. Okay?
No,
Do you,
DM
can,
asked me
are you aware of this?
specifically.
It's not his editor.
That's why it was happening in a secret group where they were
Demon
networking
Mama,
with creators.
Demon Mama is aware of this situation.
I
okay?
know.
And Demon
I
Mama
know.
asked Xanderhal not to make a big deal.
Why are you telling me what Demon Mama's aware of? Like this is supposed to be novel information.
Let me
Obviously.
hold on. So the difference between the Demon Mama situation and Xander's situation and the Xander
is that
situation.
it's much worse.
Not
The
that it's
Brianna
worse.
case
No, that is not what
much
I'm saying is
worse.
different. That's not what I'm saying is different. All right.
No, that's what I'm saying is different.
Okay,
if you're gonna
well then-
if you're going to whinge about this,
Hold
how
on.
dare you?
So
accommodate that?
Demon Mama, right, and Xander have a similar situation happen, kind of ish, to a lesser degree, where one friend has done something wrong to the other. Demon Mama asks Xander to do nothing about it. Okay, the thing that Xander wants to have happen is that the
I don't
person
care.
who is listen to
This
me.
is no
the person,
this is no bearing on me.
The person who is seen as the victim has the right to ask their friend how they wish it to be gone about. Xander has asked his friend, Keffels, to stop associating with someone he believes pedojacked him. Demon Mama, regardless of how you feel about the truth of any of this, Demon Mama, who has asked Xan to not make a big deal about it, has led Xan to, as not the victim, listen to the victim. There's no comparison made here.
This is actually what is.
There is no comparison made there.
This is actually what has taken place. Demon Mama and her cohort, who were actually very seriously threatened by what Wu did, are asking not to draw attention to something that would cause a lot of problems for them if it became like the subject of like a major discussion. And then using that, they've been really, really willing to acquiesce to a whole bunch of people continuing to be buddy with this person. That's what's taken place. Because that's
so the victim got to choose. I don't get what you're talking about here.
The victim got to choose. No, the precise point is that the victim didn't get to choose. We'll never know if there was actually a
choice there at all. Do you think Demon Mama's so spineless that she wouldn't stand up for herself there? Demon Mama's close friends with Xander. She goes to his house. They hang out with IRL friends. No, come on, man. They hang out in real life.
If her partners are directly threatened by the thing that she's boosting, and she's going to continue to do so, and Brianna Boo is a massive audience by comparison, what is she going to do in retaliation? She's going to get burned for this.
Dude, you aren't these people. I know these people. They hang out in real life. If she was just,
I don't care who you know.
If she was, I don't care, dude. If you are just tolerating a person as a victim because you don't want backlash, you don't go over to their house regularly or ask for hangouts and shit like that. That's not the case. You're making shit up.
Oh, I see. So if someone's in an abusive relationship, they don't like continue to text.
Are you arguing that Demon Mama's in an abusive relationship with Xanderhal?
That's
your No.
I didn't say.
Yes, you fucking did, dog. Holy shit.
No, I didn't. You're the one who's trying to claim that Keffels is doing Xanderhal wrong by associating.
What I'm clarifying here is that
made an issue of this first without
the relation.
I think DM's gonna burn the bridge with the President Sunday after this.
In both ways, Xanderhal and Demon Mama's relationship are not the same dynamic as Xanderhal and Keffels' dynamic, right? And whenever I tried to explain that to you, your counter argument was that okay, well, she's being coerced into it by the situation. Please, come on, man. Come on, man. You did the same thing to me earlier. Come on, man.
Breathe. Find your chi.
Breathe. Come on, man. Listen, your argument was that they are the same. Come on. The second I put you in a corner, you start getting really upset. You can't think that makes you look good, man. Hello?
Come on, man.
Are you ready to be normal?
No. Ciao.
Chat, I've not been kicked because I'm right and he feels like he knows he's fucking wrong. And no matter how bad I look to you guys, he realizes he's wrong. He realizes he's bullshitting. That's why I've not been kicked. He's literally lying about the situation between Demon Mama and Xanderhal as an argument. And whenever I point out that that's not true, he can't even concede that. There's far too much fucking ego going on. Like, come on. Come on, be real with me. Come on, be normal.
Did he block him? Or did he kick him? No. Jumping Xan? Because a lot of people...
Come on, be real with me. Come on, be normal.
Did he block him? Or did he kick him? No.
He left the VC.
Because a lot of...
Come on, be real with me. Come on, be normal.
Did he block him? I gotta bring Ethan in. I gotta bring in the homie.
He left the VC.
I gotta bring in the homie. Dog, no shot. He got to the point where he was denying. A conversation that has not only happened between me and Demon Mama, but it's been coordinated through. We have mutual friends and shit. Like,
I don't understand what that slimy fuck was bitching about when I said, hey, can you state your position on the Keffels drama so I understand the conversation? Fuck off. Are you fucking 6 years old, dude? Are you fucking actually a child? I was genuinely trying to understand him there.
I was actually bewildered at how far he went. I expected him to be reasonable. I've never really seen much from him, but I've heard that he like did well against Destiny. So I was assuming that he was at least going to like be somewhat reasonable, but he actually reverted to the point of arguing against the concept of hate raids. He reverted to the point of
fuck?
It was
The
wild.
thing is, all I had to do was tell him, like, it doesn't matter whether or not you actually believe she was pedojacketing or not. What matters is what happened after. And he genuinely fucking argued to me that he believes that there's no way to know it's her audience. You know, they just replied an hour after the tweet was made and follow her and are using her argument. There's no way to know it's her audience. That's an unreasonable assumption. I'm sorry, do I have to teach you basic fucking social convention? Are you serious right now? I tried to be amicable with him, but that guy's an actual fucking slide bag. What are you talking about?
Sorry. Okay.
Like, are you serious right now? What is an audience? What is this share? No, dude, I'm not debating you on like hard concepts here. We're talking like normal people, okay? If you go up to any normal person and say, hey, someone who follows you and said something related right after you made that tweet said something about me, any normal person knows that that's related. That's how basic reasoning happens. And you expect me to take you seriously on any political topic when you can't traverse a high school social setting? Like, that's what that is.
I couldn't get over the part where he was so desperate to debate me, he started playing my stream, reacting to your stream, and he thought I was watching his stream, but he didn't realize I was just supporting my friend.
Like,
I don't know, does he have friends? Because, like, a lot of the people in chat who get mad about this, it kind of, like, shows to me they don't have any friends that would, like, argue with the retard for them, for, like, as of, like, a fun thing. I don't know.
I'm taken back genuinely. Like, there was a moment where I went quiet after he asked me, it's just a simple question, and the only response I had was, I'm blown away you asked it. Like,
yeah. You did your, like, D&D DM voice there when you did that, whenever you said that.
God.
Like, the way that
That's
a character...
impressive.
Like, the way a dramatic character in one of your campaigns would just, like, respond condescendingly. Like,
Jesus
to someone who
Christ.
said something dumb.
Well, like, okay. So he wouldn't let me get any fucking points out. And whenever I interrupted him when he would bring up completely unrelated shit, that's totally the same as me not being able to speak at all. Like, why are you bringing up Demon Mama interrupting you is completely different than, okay, it's my time to speak, you know? Like, why are you bringing up Demon Mama? She's wholly irrelevant. My position here doesn't even pertain to Xander necessarily being right, but rather what should have happened. You can't comprehend that, dude.
Yeah, one thing that I guess I'll give you sort of like the rundown. I think you did really well.
His stream went down. Did he? Xander, last time I did a bit. What the fuck?
Wait, no. Wait, is it like an actual just... Okay, I think it might just be tech difficulties. That's funny. That's actually a funny way to end it off. I actually do have another that segment I'd started is going to get spliced on as like its own segment, because that was a real segment I was moving on to, because I wanted to trick him into actually debating you. He was so scared to actually get into a call with you. And he was so... One thing I wish you did was actually... This is the one, like, shortcoming, was that he was very clearly afraid to let you make a point. When, like...
Yeah, I know.
So, like, he was so, like, aware that he was wrong. He had to keep
You're right. I made the mistake of thinking his audience was intelligent enough to realize he was doing that. I thought it was exceedingly obvious that he wouldn't let me speak and he was scared of it. But I just got to trample over dudes like that. You're right. Their audience is going to dick ride them to hell and back. They're not going to think for a second, you know, it's a little weird that he's not been able to speak at all. And every time he has to speak, he started yelling. Like, come on. Also, tell me if my mic levels are fucked. I heard it on your stream, but this was when I did actually yell because he ended it. And it was funny as fuck. But is my mic blown out right now, or did it sound okay? I can fix it if not. I wasn't able to get that.
Fine on my end. You sound fine on my end, honestly. Yeah, no, I didn't really like send much your way during that debate because he pretty much had it under control. There were some points that he brought up where it was like, oh, okay, I need to send him some context on this, because he'd mentioned like Demon Mama hasn't reached out to Xan. I was like, no, that's not the case. Demon Mama has asked.
If I said that was misspeaking because we talked about that beforehand. My bad.
Yeah. Well, you corrected yourself fast when you saw the message. Yeah. Overall, you did pretty good. Like I said, he's very slimy, just like he looks.
When he started
doing those faces, it was crazy.
The actual saying that there was a difference between your and Demon Mama's relationship and your and Keffel's relationship was that Demon Mama's this helpless little doe who can't stand up for herself at all, and she's being forced into it by everyone around her, and she's so helpless. Like, no, Demon Mama's a strong person. I know her. She's not gonna fucking fall over and die at standing up for herself. And also, Demon Mama's not an abusive relationship with Xanderhal and co. She goes over to his fucking house and they shoot guns together. I've met Demon Mama and shot guns with her in real life and ate fish with her. We've literally hung out.
Yeah, we have.
You don't do that with people who abuse you. And then he drew a comparison between an abusive work environment, which would extend to only online, and an abusive environment in which you an abusive environment in which you can't escape, which is a relationship. You can escape an abusive environment that exists solely online, guys. I really need you to understand that. In his attempts to bend over backwards for Nazi dick that's owned by a woman who's taken like a billion fucking like alt-righters under her wing, right? In his defense for that, he has conceded the idea of a responsibility for your entire community and how they behave, even if you did not cause it, because you, as a person, morally should do the right thing. He has receded back to claiming that a person who is fucking like an abuse victim is incapable of standing up for themselves in any way, shape, or form, and that abuse online is equivalent to being trapped with an abusive partner who has control of things like finances. Like, what is he talking about?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't even get to the stuff where he was just like outright insulting, like with the most baseless shit. Yeah, he was being really.
Right at the beginning, he started being condescending, and he got real fucking upset when I said, "You don't got to be like that. Be normal. You don't got to be like that." And then I'd immediately upset him the whole time. Like, I find it really weird that you didn't come with like that. You would try to look for a tweet. Why is it weird that I would try to get the sourced tweet? Like,
yeah.
For context, guys, on that, by the way, I had the screenshot from the YouTuber wiki from her controversy page, right? And then I was like, oh, let me get the tweet to throw up on stream when he asked me. And he's like, okay. And I was like, I clicked it, it didn't load. And he's like, why did you look for that or something? And it's like, what? Why did I look for a tweet?
Yeah, there was like points he made that were completely incoherent. And that's something that some debaters in this space will do when they're really desperate. Like, really desperate, they'll just try to overwhelm you with nonsense points. There were some things he said there that just literally made no sense, and it was clear that you were like, what? And at points like that, it's best to probably just say, what are you doing? Let's stay on topic.
Like,
you know?
Like, I don't... Well, then he'll reply, like this guy's an actual fucking child. I don't understand.
Yeah. Well,
like,
to be clear,
come on, man.
His chat is about half the like current viewership of mine, and he has far less subs and far less views whenever.
Oh yeah, that's why you shouldn't debate him. He's trying to go after you for clout.
Yeah,
like that's the only reason he cares.
Yeah, so I figured like if he wants to try to siphon clout off of me, why don't I let you siphon clout off of him and like use this as your starting point?
I don't want any of his viewers to be real with you. Then again, some of his viewers are literally in there saying, Sunday kicked him for not speaking American, lol. Anyways, some of his viewers were saying, like, let me find
Sunday
it. I just
xenophobic.
saw it. Sorry, type that.
Where did the last caller go?
Fast.
Yeah,
I really wish Sunday hadn't picked this hill to fight on, to be honest. Even if he's technically wrecked, Shu doesn't need or deserve the defense. Like, even people who are as aligned with him as they can be are saying it's unreasonable.
Yeah. The most of the people in there that are there are people who now dedicatedly hate me.
Now his chat's arguing with him. You don't think that spending time to counteract claims of pedojacketing is not defense? It's literally defending someone, and it's justified one too. Like,
yeah. Like, is his stream dead? Did his stream die?
Yeah, his stream died. But right before his stream died, hold on, let me see if I can bring it up.
I like that one tweet that he's trying to make a big deal out of. Read that tweet and like talk about it.
Oh, okay. So everyone, okay, I need you guys to understand I'm the biggest fucking harp on Xander when he has bad optics, okay? Like one of the things I argue with Xander about, and I get why he does it, is that I think he should block less, okay? Like I'm not like totally endorsing of all Xan does, right? He knows this very well. Anyways, he tweets out, sorry, deleted my last reply because wrong drug and I don't want to spread lefty misinfo. She was high on cocaine and benzos when I first told her what she did to me on stream. I found that out and I was willing to talk to her now, but fuck her. Imagine if this tweet just said, sorry, deleted that last reply because she had the wrong drink. I didn't want to spread lefty misinfo. She was high on like vodka and like wine whenever I first told her what she did to me, or she was drunk on vodka and wine when I first told her what she did to me. I found that out and was willing to talk to her. Like that's basic. Like I would like to talk to my friend while they're sober and will not hold things they say when they are not sober against them. That's normal. The only reason they take any amount of issue with that is because they themselves hate addicts. That's what it's got to be. If you read someone's addiction being brought up and assume that it must be negative, especially when it's being used to be charitable towards them, you have to subconsciously have a problem with acknowledging that addiction is real and thinking that if a person is an addict, that should be shameful. And I think that like it's just kind of sad. These people's true colors always come out whenever they want to argue and dog on a person. They always immediately go for this. Like I saw a tweet under Keffel's tweet that was Xander, a photo of Xander that I would send to Xan probably because he and I, the great thing about Xan is he can laugh at himself a little bit. And it was a photo of him like in front of a crack pipe or something, and it says, "Your dinner is ready," right? And it's a mildly amusing photo.
The story behind it is I did a cooking stream where I made fajitas, like chicken and steak fajitas, and then I did I had to do it to him pose in front of it, and then someone photoshopped into the pan like the super blown up low res like spaghetti noodles, and then someone edited on top of that the crack pipe whenever the Lonnie drama happened.
Yeah, and it says your dinner is ready, right? It's making fun of Xan for having an addict ex, right? Which for someone from Keffel's community, that's a little weird. But the first reply comes in and says, "Are you seriously mocking Keffel's addiction, thinking that the meme meant that Xander was giving her crack?" And then when they're like, "No, I'm mocking Xan," suddenly mocking addiction doesn't matter anymore. These people don't have principles. They want to feel good. They're fucking pathetic.
One time, Sunday went on Vosh's stream to argue Professor Flowers wasn't pro-genocide. He picks the weirdest hills to die on. I think he's just kind of a shitter.
I've noticed something from like everyone in that sphere, including Keffels, honestly, at this point, is that one of their first insults they like to go to is like, "You don't have friends." Listen, if you think having friends is in any way, shape, or form hard, you're a fucking loser. I have traveled like something like 32 times in the past year just going out and seeing friends regularly, right? Like that doesn't cross my mind. But whenever you're like, "You don't have any friends," like, what, dude? That's an insult to you? And I realize what it is. You'll notice that the reason that fucking this smarmy bastard, what's his name? Professor Sunday, right? You'll notice
Sunday.
the reason he's defending Shu is because he's friends with Shu's shitty ass husband, right? You'll notice the reason that he was defending what's her fucking name? Professor Flowers was because they were their friend, as far as I'm aware. These people don't have friends, don't have a lot of close friends, right? And then whenever one of their close friends does something shitty, they don't have enough friends to get rid of them. They don't have a spine, they're lonely, and they have to stick to shitty people, and they have to defend them because their small circle is a part of them. It is a part of their own ego. So when that circle is attacked, it's attacking them. I like whenever he started to say, "You came without proof," and I was like, "Okay, I'll show you my proof." And he's like, "Well, that doesn't matter anymore." And it's like, "You took too long showing me the proof." So did you, my dog. And the reason we took so long was because you said that when I said, "Oh, I was going to use the link, but I'll use a screenshot," you said, "No, I've got it. No, I've got it." You told me, "No, I've got it." Like, everything that guy was arguing, not even just things that are like provable facts, like everything he argues about is petty loser shit, man.
Yep, pretty
Like,
much.
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
And he wouldn't let you bring up the sources in his, because like you clicked on the link, and I showed this on my stream, by the way, so when like I have your perspective on my end. To be fair, they're seeing his perspective and they're not seeing you flashing up the screenshots that are relevant whenever you're explaining something. So to be fair, from my like stream's perspective, seeing your screen and what you were bringing up, you look better because you've got like all the receipts open. And as you've got them open, he starts screaming about how they don't matter now because you said, "Oh, I've got them," and you bring them up and he says, "No, they don't matter." Like, yeah. Also, you had a lot of people coming to say
get it.
stuff.
Like, he fucking went goblin mode on me, and I was genuinely trying to be as amicable as I could. And the second I get in there, he starts saying shit like, "Dude, it's so weird that you would look for a tweet," or like fucking weird shit like that. I just told him to be normal, right? And then at one point too, I said, "Okay, so you've made this claim," and he's like, "Well, it's not a claim, it's true." And I said, "Anything you say is a claim. It can be true, but it's still a claim. Like, don't try to fucking actually me when you're wrong, dude. What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah. No, he's just kind of like that. I'm really glad you did this because, like, for me, my thought process is this guy has been a pretty clout-hungry ankle biter for a while, and he's not very large, and I don't think he has much potential to grow on his own. I feel like the only way he's really going to gain much notoriety is if he continues to just kind of, like, siphon clout off of people that are bigger than him and better than him. So I figured,
Like,
you know
the
what?
The
You're
guy
gonna
can
siphon clout
read.
off of him.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's not a threat. He can read English. He just doesn't understand it. Like,
Yeah.
that shit's pathetic. And here's the thing, Chat's been saying this. I've never seen Sunday behave like that. It's weird for him. And like, I agree with Chat. Sorry, if that sounded too much like a mocking voice, I've been thinking about mocking this guy the whole time and had to hold back. Like, it was. Listen, I could have just been so much fucking meaner to him. I wanted to see if we could actually get the discussion going anywhere. Because
I've seen you make people cry in VR chat.
dude, there's some fucking chuds on VR chat. But anyway, like, I just don't get it, right? I've seen his tweets. He seemed decently well argued, and I watched some of his content. He seemed like he knew what he's talking about in a lot of his content, right? He didn't seem all that imposing, but he seemed like he could get it. I just don't know why he acted like that. Like, listen, if my opponent is trying to say I could just show you it, right? And I don't let them, that looks like shit. Because if they can show me something and I know I'm right, that's more things for me to debunk. That's more points for me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, no, he was just like, I think that for most people that are looking from the outside in, he's just going to look very cowardly in that debate because he just kind of tried to like, you went in immediately like, okay, let's read this tweet, and then he started to try to derail it when the entire premise of the debate is on whether or not she pedo-jacketed me. Very interesting method. I think chances are Demon Mama's probably going to burn the bridge with him after this because, like,
I'd fucking imagine.
He basically just outright tried to use her as a weapon against me, and she's not going to appreciate that, I don't think.
Like, what is? Listen, Demon. I've met Demon Mama in person, right? Very nice environment. And like we're not all that similar people, I don't think. So I don't know like how much I would be like, oh, hey, Demon Woman want to hang out, but I like her. I like her quite a bit, right?
Yeah,
like
she's
a
awesome.
good person. In what way is her being like, yeah, I'll come down to the range with you and Vosh, and we can go shoot some guns, and then I'll take you to my favorite food spot? That's not what an abused person does. It's just not, man.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And like it's sad because like they're trying to like the fundamental premise that they are trying to solidify that they claim leads to me being wrong is this idea that I'm hypocritical for this in some way. But
yeah, and I told him outright, okay, say Zan's a hypocrite. Let's discuss the rest of this. I don't care. And he could not fucking stick with that.
Well, that's
not what I'm here to talk about, dude.
Yeah, well, his argument, from my understanding, is that because later on in this drama, after she pedo-jacketed me, and after I had to make multiple videos responding because I was getting absolutely raided to hell, she claims that, or he claims, sorry, don't want to misgender President Sunday. Ooh, Risk of Rain 2. Don't want to misgender President Sunday. He claims that afterwards, when I made one of my videos and I talked about how can she be so quick to accuse like anything like that's even remotely evocative of something that can be considered kinky, being around a kid being bad or pedophilic, when she's literally tweeted about how I think the quote from her tweet was, I've been to my fan meetups, I know what you guys look like, y'all are fetuses, I believe is what she said. Like very much acknowledging she has a young audience. And I also use the example of I learned a lot about BDSM kink fundamentals because of Shuon Head's videos when I was younger. Because her and
Wait, was that what he was
Skeptic,
claiming was you pedo-jacketing? I told him I told him I don't care because that all happens after. I'm here to discuss the claim, and he would not discuss the claim. He just could not. He could not. He had to run from it constantly.
He's like, well, actually, what she did wasn't pedo-jacketing, but Xan pedo-jacketed her. And also Zan's a hypocrite because he's friends with Demon Mama and he works with Brianna Wu. And it's like, for one, me and Brianna Wu are not that close, for starters. Like I've talked to her and like we work together for political causes that are broadly very agreeable across the left. And on top of that, like Demon Mama has not in any way indicated she wants me to burn the bridge with Brianna Wu. And if she did, and I make this very clear, I would. And I still, regardless of how it's handled, I wish I could have added this as well, but regardless of how it's handled in private, I do expect a public apology from Brianna Wu because her accusations were public, and so everybody who saw said accusations should also see the apology publicly. And it should come after the private apology that's been worked everything out.
Like the part where you started claiming that it isn't your moral responsibility to clear up like what your audience believes if all it takes is a tweet, and then compared it to childing her audience. Like, no, it is not. It is not anywhere near having to take care of a child to say one tweet. Okay, it's just not. That's such a stupid comparison. I understand figure of speech childing too, but that doesn't apply, right? There's a reason that I just don't get it.
That moment when he said that was the moment to outwoke him. By the way, your bitrate's pretty good. Like, your gameplay actually looks pretty
Yeah,
smooth.
I can actually stream now. I tested it today.
But, yeah, I think, going back to the debate, I think what I would have done at that point where he started to say, like, oh, how do you know to choose audience? How do you know to choose audience? What do you mean by that? that's the moment where you outwoke him. You say, be serious, come on. Because a lot of people in chat were even saying this debate is really unserious, which is where you want to take the high ground while also being assertive. You say, come on, be serious, you know what I mean. Shuan Head is a very big YouTuber, and she has a pretty dedicated following. She even sold plushies of herself, and people bought those in droves to the point where she sold out multiple times. Let's not pretend like she doesn't have a dedicated community that would see a tweet like that, see that she's going against somebody in online drama, see that she associated them with the defense of what she has told her audience falsely is pedo shit. Because remember, this was literally just a conspiracy theory that never had any basis and
it never happened.
Never got substantiated.
Damn.
And she just decided to throw me, Hunter Avalon, Contra, and the Surfs in with that as a way of sort of slyly associating us with defense of pedophilia, where there really was none in the first place. My true defense of her was how her audience would interpret her boosting of this conspiracy right after an anti-gay terror attack that was the Club Q shooting that happened the day before, when all of her like mutuals that she had very frequently would like reply to and talk to on Twitter were basically just doing gay groomer panic, which is what literally inspired the Club Q shooting. So you did well.
I think it's really funny that she still follows me on Twitter. I think it's funny. I mean, I think I could have done better with like a normal human being in the debate. Like I would have liked to just, you know, be able to speak to someone. Like it was kind of embarrassing. I don't need to do my best there because he's acting like a child. Like I'm sure he looked great to like the 80 or so people in his chat that agreed to him, but that I don't care. You look like an embarrassment to literally everyone outside of your bubble, dude. I can't get over the fact that people are using "you don't have any friends" as an insult. Like, are you real right now? Like
that was just Keffel's. I don't know if she meant it as an insult, but I'm gonna be as charitable as I can here. I think being as charitable as possible, because I'm being more charitable to her than she is to me. What she might have meant is, if you have standards this strict, then one day you will find yourself not having friends. Or I think that you don't have friends because at this point maybe you've cut like everybody off. And I certainly am quick to cut people off, but I mean, come on, Keffels is also a YouTuber. Like, I could very easily and shamelessly just like call in a dozen or so people to just like be in VC with me in my Discord and become friends with them, right? Like, I'm not to talk anyone down. It's just like the fact that I have the friends that I do means a lot. Like I see them as extensions of myself.
And as well, like there's not even like the problem of like, oh, well you heard it here first. Xander said his friends are just orbiters from his audience. For context, guys, Xander's main friend group is actually my friend group, and no one knew who the fuck he was. Hold on, chat. I'm so sorry if my face isn't obvious. I got a shit webcam. I'll get a better one at some point.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Ethan has Bell's palsy, and that literally paralyzes half your face like a stroke, but longer. And so, like, when he was doing that debate, he basically had to, like, talk through slurred speech from, like, Bell's palsy. Half his face is paralyzed when he did that. And he's probably feeling a pounding migraine based on...
Yeah, it's not been great. And couple that with the fact that I'm already like a brain damaged dumb fuck, like literally. Speaking was already hard enough before my mouth didn't like the muscles in my mouth didn't work.
Yeah,
I'm fine though. No real victimhood here. Just a dude.
Yeah,
it's not a big deal.
You should have hammered him. Oh yeah, sorry.
I could have been a fucking cuck and said, "Come on, man, let me speak. It's already hard enough. Got Bell's palsy. Come on, man." But I don't want to be like that.
Yeah.
I got some personal boundaries I got to be above.
That's true. But yeah, that moment when he denied the idea of like there being hate raids coming from Sean Head, that was the time to outwoke him, I think. That's when I would have used an example of, okay, so if there is an edgy comedian such as Dave Chappelle who makes some edgy jokes about, say, trans people, and his audience goes way further with it than he does, and like people are like, hey, you need to like clarify what you mean by that. You need to clarify that you're not a bigot because people are taking it that way and they're acting on it. Do you think those people are unreasonable? Because I think what Shu did was far more direct than a edgy comedian doing that.
He can't even unite his audience with him on that one. Like it isn't. It's barely a fucking implication. I understand. I'm going to say something that is going to sound ableist. You must hear me out. I understand that a
Careful.
lot of people on the left are a little like on the spectrum, right? I do not know anyone who like a single autist in this world who cannot catch that level of unsubtlety. I can maybe say, well, maybe someone's got a touch of autism and didn't see it. I get that happens, right? It's not even that. I think you could show this to the an autist who has the worst social skills in the world and they can pick it up. There is no subtlety to there. There's no defense there of, oh, I just don't see it. Yes, you do. You gotta be a little bit fucking, what's the word?
Socially aware.
Uncharitable to be interpreting it that way.
No, sorry. Yeah.
Like, no amount of, there isn't a fucking, like disability in this world that makes a person that, unsocially aware. There just isn't. You must be being uncharitable there.
Yeah.
I can't make an argument for you not understanding that. I just can't. You're lying. There's not much more to it.
Yeah, so one of the things that's best to do is to get meta with debates like that, where they're dishonest, and you were doing it pretty well. I think you did it a bit, but if you leaned into it more, you would have just I think even most of his own audience would be calling him out.
If I had leaned into it more, he would have removed me for not talking about it. Like, that's the thing. That guy sucks to debate because he's just going to remove you the second it gets uncomfortable, like he did.
Yeah, that is true. I think you pretty much just won simply by the fact that he removed you, because you weren't even yelling. You were just making a very good point, and then he immediately removed you. And my upload of this is going to get a lot more views, and people who watched this go down already knew that Shu was in the wrong and knew that it was pedojacketing. And so he's arguing a really unpopular point. He might have just dusted himself there.
I don't understand that, dude. What does he have to gain? Like, I'm sure his Nazi buddy wouldn't even fucking care, dude. They don't want you to run defense. They don't give a fuck. Like, what are you doing that for, man? If you're gonna be a slimy bastard, at least know what you're fucking doing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's pretty pathetic and it's pretty shameless. I think that he maybe has had some good debates in the past, and I really had no opinion of him until I found out that he had been shit-talking me, like, without me even having known he exists. Like, he assumed that I didn't like him, and when I found that out, that he, shit-talked me because he assumed I didn't like him without ever having spoken to me and me never having even known of him. And honestly, I wouldn't have even disliked him. I had no reason to dislike him at that point. Finding that out, and then finding out that he totally just walked it back and pretended like everything was all cool, made me block him because I knew he was a snaky, ratty kind of dude. That made him really mad. And from that point on, for the last week or so, maybe the last 2 weeks, he's had a real bone to pick with me because I guess that block screen is a trigger thing for him.
Not to sound too too charitable, but I kind of feel bad for him to an extent because he was mean to you online, sure, but that ends overall. And but being him must suck. Being him must really fucking suck. He seems extremely fucking lonely, so much so that he'll embarrass himself to try to keep the shitty friends who tolerate him because they like having a lot of underlings. I feel bad. That shit's gotta be, that's sorrowful as fuck. He seeks validation online from a rather small chat, right? I don't get it, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what he does for a living, because I don't feel like he makes enough from streaming and YouTube to do this for a living, right?
He probably doesn't. Another thing, he tried dogging on you when you said, oh yeah, bad credit can't get you a job, right? And whenever you said that, he tried dogging you on for it, oh, you don't have to worry about getting a job. You're also streaming. Xander's just talking about why there's reasons to recover your credit. And listen, chat, if any one of you don't do this, I think...
Also, how's that a gotcha? You don't have to worry about getting a job. I'm successful as a YouTuber and have stable income doing this? Got me.
I think from his perspective, it's a gotcha, because it's this isn't a real problem. You should have just moved on and not cared about your credit, which is a dumb fuck stretch, to say the least. But if for any of you guys in chat who are thinking of becoming YouTubers, please keep a resume up to date of shit you've done with YouTube. Please keep track of what you've done for other people, because there may come a time where YouTube falls apart or some other bullshit, right? Where you might need to get a different job in the media sphere. Mind you, YouTube is great for social media managing and all kinds of other shit. It's good job experience.
It is.
And it's being successful on YouTube does not mean you'll be successful forever. This platform's not been around long enough for us to see people who go their entire lives without necessarily ever blowing up, but living a moderate lifestyle. We've never seen that yet.
Yeah, we don't know if that's like possible for it to be like whether or not it's possible to like sustain this level of like like for example, I've been roughly my level of like success income wise for about, I mean, it gets better, but it's been pretty like not steep. Like it's just pretty gradual, which I'm fine with
I mean,
because, you
you
know,
have money
it's
issues occasionally, like everyone does. It's not like you're
yeah.
super well off.
But it's typically whenever some like shit goes along, like I have to move or like I get really sick and it forces me to take time off of stream when it's like, oh, I really wanted to grind. Like
So
obviously getting COVID,
I don't
that kind of stuff.
I don't know. I don't know if you're going to yell at me for saying this, but I'm saying it because I think this is a good point for you. I think a lot of people also act under the assumption that like you're independent living when, in my opinion, you do way more for your adult mother than is what the average person would do at your age. How do I word that? Like, you care for your mom like she's a lot older than she is, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. You know, that's how you choose to live your relationship with her. But you are caring for another person. It's not just you. Your finances
Well, she
aren't
doesn't live with me,
existing.
thankfully, but she
She
comes
doesn't
to
live
visit
with you, but
often, and she does expect me to buy some
you,
stuff.
you could honestly convince me with the amount of spending, flying, and being at your house that she does live with you. Not Dragon Zan or anyone in particular, but it's like, yeah, Xander spends money on other people. His finances don't exist in the vacuum of him and his streaming room. He has people he cares about, you know? Xander helped me out financially plenty. Whenever he probably wasn't in a position to, with things like my Bell's palsy, things like my cat, my beautiful fucking cat, Kiki, she started having severe seizures, and he helped me buy shit to keep her safe and whatnot whenever I was in a financially awful spot. Like, Xander does a lot of good, and he uses his money on other people, so it doesn't just exist in the vacuum of himself. It just doesn't.
Yeah, and you don't really get credit for any of the shit that I like. I don't really get like I do some stuff off stream that's like, you know, charitable and good, but I don't really like talk it up because it looks bad to do so, and you're not really supposed to do that kind of stuff. And you know, I did it to do it. But because of that, people don't really know about it, and so I get this perception of just being, by a lot of people just perceive me as being this like clout hungry drama streamer because that's what they've been told by their, you know, fave.
God.
No, I mean, I like helping out my friends when I can. It's just usually, like, especially due to how tumultuous. Like, it's mostly by, in some cases, it's been due to, like, my own poor life choices. Like, sometimes dating the wrong person is a bad choice. But overall, it's just, like, your early 20s are a pretty tumultuous time in your life. And so that also makes it hard to sort of, like, become established, you know?
I think another thing is that, what's it called? When he was arguing, right, he kept doing this thing where it's like, I don't care. Whenever he would ask a question to be answered, even he was losing an argument with you to a recording, mind you. So like you were talking about like he makes an argument of like why is this still a problem for him financially a year later, and then you start talking about your what's it called, your credit and whatnot. For those of you who don't know, Lonnie fucked Xander's credit really fucking badly.
Basically,
because
what
she did
was okay. So here's how it worked. Whenever we moved into an apartment together, we got a Spectrum service for internet, right? Because we could get Spectrum there, and that's a pretty good service. Like, Spectrum's good. Not what I have now, because you can't get it here, but still, you know, it is what it is. Got Spectrum internet service, and they also offer cell service, but it was like, we just moved. Let's not drop money on new cell phones. And I still have my old cracked up cell phone from, like, back when I was in Florida, right? I really don't spend money on phones and stuff like that. I'm not much of a like luxury spender, to be honest. Most of my money that you could consider luxury spends are used on things that help the stream, such as like a new microphone, new monitors for like being, you know, making it better to see chat, stuff like that. New camera, that's big. Capture card, stuff like that. But let me finish. So
sorry.
Basically, what Lonnie ended up doing was, around the time that we broke up, maybe a month before, completely behind my back. Now, I had all of the internet stuff in my name, and it was attached to my card. But she had everything she needed at her disposal to call the internet service provider and set up a phone service under my name, or under her name, but also under my name and paid for by me and under my credit, if that makes sense. What this resulted in was multiple times I called Spectrum, and they said they could not remove her from my service. All I could do
Yeah,
was
that shit
simply
took
shut
forever.
down my service. All I could do is shut down the service entirely, but the amount charged would not come off my credit unless I talked to the credit reporting agencies, the four major ones at least. And so I had to like deal with all that shit, find out that there really is no way around it. I'm just gonna have to pay that off. So that's what I had to do. I had to
Yeah.
pay off what was owed, which is like $800 because it was an iPhone fucking X, and so which was new at the time. And so
Are you sure it was just $800? I used to be a phone salesperson. That's way more than 800.
it was
way
a deal
more.
though, because like Spectrum is
Oh,
also
okay.
it's like internet and you have your phone service, and so they're gonna charge you over time, and so time had passed,
Makes
and
sense.
that gets charged to your credit, right? So it's a payment plan, right? And if you don't make a payment plan, it gets charged to your
Oh,
credit.
Xander, you know, so having been a phone salesman, she actually fucked you in a way that I don't think you realize yet. Good luck buying your next phone, because the phone companies and myself even check between each other about for shit like that, where it wasn't finished paying off.
Yeah, but it's under her name, and that it is also under her name. So hopefully, if I just complain enough, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should be okay. I think I'll probably be all right. However,
Point is, she's a bitch.
yeah, let me finish though, because
Okay.
I'm not done.
Okay,
So
okay.
basically, I called all the credit reporting agencies because when I was first moving to Seattle, it was like quite the rush, right? Because I'm like, fuck. Okay, I want to get to Seattle quick, right? I could do it now. All right, let's go, right? And I also don't want to be living with my mom any longer, right? Because we don't have the best relationship. So the soonest I could move away, I was like, all right, let's do it. But the problem was, I very quickly learned, oh shit, places want you to have like pretty good credit. I think it's like a credit score of 700 or above or something like that in order to, maybe it's 600. I might be remembering wrong. In order to qualify, right? And so what I ended up having to do, because I already had pretty good credit, which meant that like I had really good credit actually, because I just had myself and a bunch of paid out credit cards that didn't have any debt on them and didn't have any unpaid balances. So it was like credit go up, credit go up, credit go up, credit go up every month, right? And so, it's 700. People are saying 700 to 600. It's in that ballpark, okay? It might be like 710, 610 or something like that. Anyway, so that one thing, that one like few missed payments, because once I shut down the account, it still charged those missed payments, but now there's nothing else getting added. So it's like stopped now, but that still hit my credit negatively. So this meant that I had to call the credit reporting agencies and deal with it. But I was already in Seattle, and I expected to be able to get a pretty decent place on Furnish Finder relatively easily, which is, my fuck up. So I ended up finding a really good deal with a guy that was like just a private landlord and renter that was willing to just look past the credit thing because I was willing to pay in cash, and I was like, okay. So basically, the like renter place is pretty good, but I've only got like 6 months there, and I'm like, all right, well, I got to deal with my credit thing. So I had to deal with my credit shit, and that's what allowed me to get this place, because you have to have decent enough credit if you're going to rent a place. It doesn't matter how much money you have in cash to drop on a place. I had plenty of money. I had the income. I had the things in my statements to prove it. If someone's like literally stolen your identity and fucked up your credit, there's not much you can do about it other than bitch at the credit reporting agencies to take it off.
What the fuck is up with these like so-called leftists and whatnot, like downplaying your situation with Lonnie as much as they do? Like, no one's gonna side with them, and I don't really see anyone aside from like their little inner clique side with them on shit like that. Their own fans will always comment some shit like, what?
Like why would you stoop that low? I'm really disappointed in you. That kind of comment will be frequent on Sunday's stream.
Yeah. I just don't get it, man. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah,
It makes me disappointed.
It's sad because
whenever I ask Sunday shit like directly too, he just could not fucking answer it. Like are you seriously implying this, or this person wasn't a victim or something like that? They can't stand by what they say. They'll imply it, which they don't seem to understand when someone else is doing it. All they fucking want, or they'll say shit like reading between the lines. Like they'll try to degrade Xan for his situation with his ex and whatnot. Like I just think he should have made better choices with like who he dated. That's directly blaming. That's the same as saying, I just think like it's his fault he got stolen from. They'll never say what they think directly ever.
Also, he keeps on saying I like to play victim, but I there's so much bad shit that's happened to me that I've never once spoken about publicly, just because I don't like looking like I'm a victim. I really don't like to play victim.
I think one of your bigger fucking problems actually is that I think how would I put this? You've got like the masculine thing of like not wanting to talk about a lot of your problems. That would instantly win you arguments where people are claiming shit because how do I word this? You like you care a little bit too much about like your problems, and you feel more ashamed of them than I think you should. And I think that a lot of people who claim like you don't have it hard are fucking bullshitting. They don't realize like there's so much shit you just don't talk about that I know about, where it's like, oh yeah, Xander had insert light, like something that feels life ending happen today, right? That he can't talk to stream about because someone's gonna twist it in this or this way, or treat him like an asshole. He's a good guy who goes through shit like anyone else, and he has plenty of fucking problems. And if you really think he's weaponizing his problems, he would be doing a lot fucking more if that was his intention. If
really
anything,
would.
he has like mild ego problems with not allowing himself to acknowledge that he has those problems. Like he fucks it we ball a little too much.
Yeah, I fucks it we ball a little bit. Yeah.
A little too
Like,
much, man.
I do admit, I do have some friends that say, "Hey man, you've been through some shit. You might want to talk to a professional about that." I'm like, "Yeah,
Literally.
I will." Eventually. Yeah, no. No, definitely, for sure. And obviously we're doing the thing now, but like as far as like the claims that I'm hypocritical on the standard that I had for Keffels, to be clear, everyone's talking about it like I made this ultimatum, but my first instinct was to, without any way for Keffels to, like, do this supposed, like, my side of the ultimatum thing, to burn the bridge because I felt betrayed. I never once gave her an ultimatum. In the past, I had told her what Shu did to me, and we wrapped up that conversation because at the time she was losing a lot of subs from that conversation because it looked bad because everyone knew the context, and so she wrapped up stream and we just decided to drop it. She went to rehab. I assumed that like she had remembered it, but then people reminded me that she wasn't sober at the time, and I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have posted that tweet calling Keffels a snake because she wasn't sober whenever I told her what Shu did. So maybe she just has no idea what Shu did to me. And so that's when I started to try to bring things back. Friends that we have that are mutual friends in private tried to get me and Keffels to just bring it into private, and I agreed to. And Keffels did not agree to bring it into private when our mutual friends tried to. And that's when she, the next day, ended up making her drama stream about me burning the bridge. And then I came on, and she tried to debate bro me when I was just like, Keffels, I don't want to ultimatum you. I'm literally just here to explain my side of things because you're on stream mischaracterizing me. And at this point, I don't think there's any way this friendship is getting salvaged. And if it were, it would be because of like some my way the highway ultimatum shit that I do agree is abusive. Like, I think that's abusive if you just like straight up like throw that at somebody without there being any due reason. However,
I'm honestly gonna disagree with you there. I think that you had more than due reason, and I think that it wouldn't be abusive to tell her either fucking drop the bitch or be a good friend. Like I think you're being too charitable towards her. I really do, and I think you have been this whole time. She's acting like an asshole, just straight up.
maybe
There's nothing even analogous to abuse to saying that you don't want to be friends with someone who is on very close and good terms with someone who called you a pedophile and they know it's not true. Like
Yeah.
that is basic respect to yourself. I think everyone who's been telling you the bullshit of like, oh, you should have fucking just let it pass, and you're abusive for saying that, for standing up for yourself. All of those people are being abused in their personal relationships, every last one of them. If they don't have the life experience to understand that having a boundary like that is basic normal human behavior, then they do not have good relationships in their life. And ironically enough, to Keffels and everyone in their clique, you actually are the one without friends. You're the one with vapid motherfuckers who sit around you using you for some kind of clout or some kind of good look like high school girls, and nothing more. That's all you have. That's all you will have. And anyone who is realistic towards you and will actually stand up for you is going to fall through when they realize that.
Yeah.
You have time bombs.
Ethan is very much a content creator hater. Like I'm really trying to get him into creating content, but he hates content creators, the dynamics, the drama, the fucking interpersonal bullshit. He hates the grind. He hates, well, I don't know, maybe you would like the grind.
I like the grind. I like the grind.
Yeah, but he hates like a lot of the bullshit, and he's gone on rants to me about this many times. But at the same time, you've got the perfect like personality and you're entertaining. Like we've talked about this before, but there are so many people who come off as like, I think President Sunday applies, as just kind of like mumbling husks,
Boring.
right? Like, you just meet people who don't really feel like they're like they would actually be extras in the universe.
Dude,
if
when
this
I
was a
when I
TV
tabbed
show.
into his stream and he wouldn't debate me at the time he told me to show up, I felt kind of bad because I'm like, wait, all I have left to have as content for like my first time trying YouTube in a very long time is this fuck's content. This boring fucking monotonous. Really, man?
Yeah.
I don't care, man. I don't care. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, like you've got a personality that just inherently is entertaining. And I feel like, yeah, NPCs basically, yeah, just putting it simply. I feel like you're not an NPC enough that you've just got like the secret sauce needed to be a successful YouTuber, if that makes sense.
I think the problem is I'm gonna hate having to do networking shit. For context, chat, I used to do YouTube shit. I used to be way more involved with way bigger YouTubers than you'd probably think. And I stopped because I networked with a lot of them. They acted like snakes, and I decided, you know what? I hate all of you. I don't want to do this anymore. And so if I'm gonna try it again, I'm gonna be fucking an
Ethan,
asshole to anyone who crosses me.
If that's the like deal breaker for you, I've got good news for you. Let me tell you how like my average networking happens now. Okay, so for one. I like, let's say, okay, this is an example that happened recently, okay? Do you know Mango? Really cool, bro.
Mango was the one who used to run like that one parody account on Twitter, right? Like, it was
Maybe?
like, fuck. I
Not
forget
my,
what it was. I
not
think
my
I know who Mango is.
old friend Mango from like the Fortnite days before I did politics.
Oh, okay.
But my friend Mango, he's a trans man and YouTuber. And do you know the YouTuber Pan Pizza?
No, I do not. Apologies.
OG ass animation YouTuber, one of my favorite YouTubers from like back in the day, and I still watch him to this day. Now, basically, my editor became friends with this person named Mango, and through my editor, I became friends with this person named Mango. And I was like, oh, Mango's super cool. And we became pretty good friends. And then out of nowhere, all of a sudden, like we have a random interaction, and Mango brings up Rebel Taxi, aka Pan Pizza, know him by multiple names. Yeah. And I was like,
I know him as Rebel Taxi. Like, I know that's what I've heard you refer to them as.
Okay, cool. And so basically, like I like there was a tweet or something mentioning him, and I was like, oh yeah, I know him, and he was like, oh yeah, he's my partner. I was like, what? I just realized that after like months of being friends with this person, I find out they're the partner of like one of my favorite childhood YouTubers. And it just kind of happens because surprisingly in this YouTube space, it's so much smaller of a world than you expect. And once you become friends with a few people, you'll be surprised at how quick the like degrees of separation between you and some pretty awesome people that you look up to and that you really like how few degrees of separation there are. Dude, I mean, like,
no, the second you have any friends in the content creator space, you can talk to just about anyone. It's way easier than you think.
Like literally, do you know how my like networking with Muda happened? You know how like I'm friends with Muda, who we like is like the center of the drama of the day on YouTube. He noticed that I was criticizing him conductively or productively on his claim that the Pepe the Frog is a hate symbol. And I basically brought up the ADL page on it that he had referenced, and I brought up the specific paragraph that he had missed on how you have to pay. Oh, I'm sorry. How you have to pay very specific attention to the context of its usage to determine whether or not it's being used in a racist or anti-Semitic way. And I called that out, and I was like, I don't think he's racist. I don't think he's bad faith. I just think he might have missed this bit. And I think it's actually really integral to how we frame the discussion around whether or not Pepe is a hate symbol and how we frame like this one side of it. And he ended up seeing that and then coming into my chat. Actually, he DM'd me first and said he actually really liked the video and appreciated me doing a constructive call out that wasn't insulting or like mean or like there was no gotchas. There was no like I was just straight up complimenting him and being like, I like his content a lot. I just think he might have slipped up here. And I hope he sees this. And he did see it, and he followed me and he thanked me for making the correction on Twitter, which is like, that's really mature. Like, content creators don't usually do that shit, and I really appreciate that of him, and that permanently makes my opinion of him high. And then he straight up came into my stream. Then he straight up came into my stream the next day and donated $50. And then on top of that, Carl Jobs just followed me, just straight up followed me because of my coverage of this stuff. So like,
God,
yeah, the networking
I
just
think
kind of happens.
I think a lot of content creators fall under what's it called? I think Muda is one of the few content creators which, bar a few things, where he's a little like just has the average take on that I don't agree with, is like a genuine real fucking guy. But I really feel like a vast majority of them are assholes. Like I don't want to sound like one of those fucking guys who are like, streamers, but like, working with streamers, it's fucking awful, guys.
No, you don't have to tell me, man. Listen, there's things we can't talk about on this show that I
literally.
Like, the funny thing is, I get accused of being like so drama mongery about this stuff, but like, you have much forbidden knowledge about like people I've like bridges I burnt completely. I've burnt bridges with people that don't even know I burnt the bridge with them. That's how secret I've kept it, basically. Like, I really don't like there to be drama, and the only reason this whole thing with Keffels is ever public was because a chatter told me about it, like, on stream. I reacted to it on stream, and I think this is my biggest admitted mistake, was immediately jumping to Twitter to call Keffels a snake and call her out for it. I shouldn't have jumped to Twitter. That was my mistake.
I think that it's probably a good thing for you to have that position because it looks better for you. But I think anyone criticizing your initial reaction to finding out a friend is close to someone who called you a pedophile, like he could have reacted anyway whatsoever. I don't actually care.
I know that effectively.
I think it's like a. Yeah. It's so weird, guys, that the victim of this situation reacted emotionally. Like, shut the fuck up. You're not a real person. You don't give a fuck about this situation. I don't want to listen to what you have to say.
I know that what she said was effectively like the result was effectively the same as if she just straight up called me a pedophile to her audience, but I think it's worth clarifying that she basically claimed that I was defending pedophiles, because the whole idea was that like Balenciaga is a groomer, is pro pedophilia, and they are signaling that to us internet sleuths via these like little hints. And you know, she lied about some of the stuff that made it look a little more compelling, such as the idea that the photo shoots of the kids and the photo shoot with the purse with the legal documentation were in the same set. They were not. But like, her claim was that that was pedo shit, and that there was no real argument to be had as to whether or not it was pedo shit. And me claiming that it was irresponsible of her to say that it was pedo shit was me defending pedo shit. So she was disingenuously claiming that I was defending pedo shit when my entire premise was, that's not pedo shit in the first place. And I don't think this is the same as, like, say, a lolicon saying lolly isn't pedo shit, because, like, I'm literally there saying, I think this is wrong, particularly the photos of the kids in them, because I hate the child modeling and child acting industry, because we know, non-conspiratorially, factually, in reality, it is rife with abuse. Jeanette McCurdy wrote a very good book about it.
I think it's really funny that there are people out there like Shu who genuinely believe that the evil-ass elite is sitting there like, do you guys want to play a game of Clue? Do you guys want to play Clue? Do you guys want to find find my pages? Like, they're not doing that, you dumb fucks. You're delusional as fuck. You
are not finding Slenderman's pages.
Literally. Like, listen, I used to work like retail, right? So I've talked to crazies. I worked in a Walmart for a third-party vendor, right? To me, it sounds like the fuckers who'd come in and say, there are people hacking my phones. The elite are after me. It's the same thing. Which is?
Will-o'-the-Wisp is a enemy in Final Fantasy, and that's also an item in this game. What the fuck? Is that like a fantasy creature?
That's just a generic fantasy thing.
Okay.
That's just like generic folklore.
Yeah, I figured, yeah. I've heard that shit before. Interesting. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's all good. But like if you talk to like a normal person, I just don't get the conspiracy theory shit. I do this thing, what's it called? I do this thing in my with any online discussion where I go try to gauge like what I think the average person is kind of like thinking with it, and I do this by talking to my mother. My mother is a Christian, like vaguely right-leaning, but very kind, very sweet woman, like average American type, right? And so I walked outside of my room before all of this, and I said, "Mom, what does?" And I quoted Shu's tweet, "imply to you?" And she's like, "Oh, that they're pedophiles." Like, I don't have to debate you on that topic, man. I don't have to debate that any of this is like reasonable. To any person who is not like this very small online group in the grand scheme of things, it looks fucking insane. But unfortunately, that very small group is fucking abusive as shit to everyone around them. So unless you sit there like Zan had to and defend yourself for days on end, you're gonna be like hit with abuse for the entire rest of the time you're online. It's just not normal shit. These people aren't normal. They aren't well.
Yeah.
I don't get it, man.
I mean, it's basically
They're
just the DJ Mule thing all over again, right? Like,
dude, I had to fight myself. I was gonna go on and say, "Hey, what's up, DJ Mule?" Like that was gonna be how I introduced myself.
that you should have.
I was so close.
That would have gone
No,
hard.
he would have kicked me off immediately.
But yeah, if you guys don't remember, DJ Mule's video was initially, by at least his own audience, pretty well received. It wasn't until people started responding to it and calling out the lies in it that it very quickly went viral as one of the worst call-out videos of all time. And essentially, we're just dealing with the same repeats of history. It's funny that like it's funny that like President Sunday says he uses victim status by talking about the shit he's had to deal with while also trying to join on to like the wagon of people who've done this shit. And it's like, okay, so you're kind of self-aware about it at least.
I think it's really funny that he cannot acknowledge the proof of Shu's husband being a white replacement theory guy, right? Every time it's been brought up, he either dodges it. If you go look at the Twitter replies where people have sent him
He
proof,
doesn't
he does
reply
not
to those
reply.
people. He
doesn't
reply.
say anything.
Yep.
And then he makes a follow-up tweet where one person blocked him after he did that, and he said, "See, they got no argument." And then when Xander, right, brought it up on his stream, and he couldn't just like block it out on stream because it's live, his response is to instead show Xander's jokingly saying white rights during the Lawrence Southern debate, something that I think wasn't great optics. But do you genuinely think that's the same as Sue's husband saying, "You know what? The white replacement theory isn't a bad thing"? Are you fucking kidding me? Do you think that jokingly saying white rights holds the same weight? Are you kidding me? And how does that disprove anything?
My thought process there is with when I asked Lauren Southern, "Will you say trans rights?" and she says, "Okay, trans rights." And I'm like, "Okay." She says, "Can you say white rights?" And I'm like, "Okay." So if I'm playing to Lauren Southern's audience, I don't want to come off like I'm against white rights, and my audience knows that I'm just memeing here. And then because people online don't like me, they take the clip of me saying the thing that is objectively, optically best when you consider both sides of like the audience, and then they decide to get mad at me. Nobody but lefties are mad about me saying that. Like, nobody but extreme lefties who hate me are mad about me saying that.
Wait,
like,
hold
was
on,
I supposed to
chat?
say, "No, white rights are bad"? Like, what?
Chat, if a cat walked in my room, please tell me if that cat was black or normal.
It wasn't
It
It wasn't black.
colored.
It wasn't black. It wasn't black. Hold on, listen to me. It wasn't black. It was black and like brown, like striped.
Like a tabby.
Tabby striped, yeah, but darker.
Accidentally saying black or normal. Sorry, for context, I have a lot of
My
cats. I have 8 cats. I have 8 cats in my house. I have a tabby Maine Coon, okay? And the black cat in the house does not get along with her, but she doesn't get along with the black cat, but the black cat loves her. So they get into fights if they get near each other. So I needed to know if it was the normal one supposed to be here or the tabby, and I fucked up. I'd show you her, but I think she...
Yeah, Ethan will have a battle erupt in his room if he's not careful about segregating the cat races.
Yeah. Okay, thank God. Black or normal, clip me.
Yeah, you're off to a good start, Ethan.
Off to a great start.
Day one, baby.
The worst part is I have this problem where I replace the end of my sentence with the start of my sentence, or the subject of my next sentence with the subject of my current. And it's really bad, and sometimes it makes me say awful shit, and I feel fucking stupid, and I can't even play it off as like I can't even pull the card that someone who has like Tourette's can, of like, oh, I mix it up. Like, no, I just said that because I'm a fucking dumbass and mince my words. Like, I can't even play it off where someone would be okay with it. I gotta just like be very careful with my words online.
Yeah. No, I what I think is like, so for me, whenever I first started streaming, you can go back and watch my old VODs. I really had a hard time communicating. Not like, not like disabled or anything like that by any means, but like I wasn't skilled at it, and I still have a lot to learn. But if you compare how I used to speak about a topic back then to how I do now, I'm way less circular, I'm way more concise, I use way more synonyms for words instead of repeating the same ones, and I'm just way more, I use a lot less ums, for example, but I used one there. But yeah, I mean, they happen, but I feel like I can do a pretty decent, like, ocean of talking without filling it in with one. And so with that said, just streaming, just getting the practice of streaming does a whole lot to help you improve your speaking skills. And you'll find that even in your like real life interpersonal relationships, your speaking abilities actually help out a lot. And they already do for you, I know. But the ones that you develop as a streamer end up helping a lot because people aren't really like, they don't expect you to be a good communicator. Like you'll find yourself being the better communicator in most scenarios in real life.
Okay, so I have a girlfriend, right, who has a very, very, very well-off family, we'll say. And I went over to their house, and I was just talking to them about my day-to-day life. And I don't know why her father loves me so much. He loves this bummy-ass dude dating his future engineer, amazing daughter, like top of the top, right? But he's the cool one. However, the rest of the family likes me, like, in a pretty degrading way. They'll say shit like, I just didn't expect him to be so well-spoken. He's just so good with words. This shit's funny as hell. That was the first time I felt like I got that kind of response.
And that's why you got to become
funny.
a YouTuber, man. Because you got the secret sauce. You got the special juices, man. You can do it.
Not to sound egotistical or anything, but I think I could be really fucking good at YouTube. I just don't think I could tolerate others is the problem. They make me too mad.
Yeah, but like, think about how much content is literally just made by people who can't tolerate others, get mad by all the retardation, and just make videos on it.
True.
Yeah, think of, like that can be sort of your way of looking at it, right?
You know, if I was 20 as I am now back in the Justin TV days, I would have made it.
Yeah, God. Oh. Destiny got in like right at the right time for the type of person he is.
Exactly. Like, listen, guys, there's a lot of times wherever I'm talking to a person who's like just a total fucking asshole, a piece of shit who shouldn't be spoken to. And I do have to engage with them better faith than they'll ever engage with me because that's optics, right? And it's just like, in nature, I could kill you. And I'm surprised you haven't taken care of that yourself. I couldn't imagine being you. Why are you this kind of a problem? You know?
In Rust.
Like, why am I... In Rust, like out in like the wild and Rust outside your bases, I'm really good with what's the little shotgun called?
Pipe shotgun. Or whatever. Pipe shot. Oh, Eoka.
Yeah.
Eoka. Yeah.
Eoka. Yeah. Like, I just don't get it. Like, I don't get a lot of the fucks who argue online. Like, I'm pretty confident, right? But I'm not at all confident on speaking something I'm not entirely informed on, right? How do some of these motherfuckers have the audacity to be like, oh, you know, Demon Mama's an abuse victim? What?
Yeah. Feigning confidence wins debates for a lot of people. And so that's what he was
Until
trying to do.
Until they meet someone who actually knows what they're fucking talking about, apparently. Like, what the fuck was that play, man? Did he think I wouldn't be able to back up? Like, he probably didn't think I actually knew her.
Yeah, you should have, like, very much repeated, like, I've shot guns with Demon Mama. I've had dinner with Demon Mama. I've hung out at Zan's house with Demon Mama. You dumb fuck. Like... I feel like
I would say that, but I think the better response was going with what I went with are you claiming that Demon Mama is a victim of abuse from Vosh's Xander's circle?
You did. That's actually. That was the best response because like him responding to that
that's
saying
a public
yes,
statement.
That's a public statement, and I don't think DM's gonna like that because like DM doesn't really want to be evoked in all this. I imagine like she's not able to speak for herself when she's not there, and so like I
feel bad having brought her up. Like, well, I didn't bring her up. I feel bad having
he brought her up. You had to respond, and I think it was completely fine.
No,
I think
actually,
I
don't feel bad because I literally said, "Why are we talking about Demon Mama? What does this have to do with Demon Mama?" I don't know. Demon Mama, in my opinion, is someone who I've not even always really agreed with. In fact, I found myself disagreeing more often than not on like the petty shit that happens online. Nothing to do with like fucking Destiny or anything like that. Don't worry, I don't consider that petty shit. But like, she's so fucking nice. She doesn't deserve half the shit she gets, but because she's like one of the few people with like enough of a fucking spine to stand up against like Destiny and whatnot, she gets ungodly amounts of hate. She's a real one.
She
like
is,
genuinely.
Yeah. I mean, literally, I've like me and her went on like you could make a movie about a road trip that was the length and distance that we went. We went from Southern California, Palm Springs, all the way to Seattle, Washington on a road trip. We drove, and it was like she helped me move. Like we're pretty tight, you know. Also, okay. I believe he was wrong when did he say that Brianna Wu pedo-jacketed Doe? Because I'm pretty certain that is wrong. If I recall correctly, like Brianna Wu pedo-jacketed Fawn, and like yeah, I don't know. Maybe
I don't
I'm
know.
wrong, but I want to
That
make
wasn't
sure.
something that I was as informed on as I would like, and it also didn't matter because we were talking about nothing to do with what we were originally speaking about. So I just wanted to move past. I didn't care for corrections there because I didn't know what I could say properly. I really fucking hate speaking about something I'm not entirely informed on.
Yeah, yeah.
On another part, why was he so like insistent that I came without research when I told him I have it right here, and then he would then repeat it? I was like, I have it right here.
It's gonna look really bad when you, because I was showing your screen and I had your stream up, and so you were bringing up the research and all of the relevant screenshots. You had them ready, and all it looks like from like the perspective of your stream, which I was like showing on my stream, and will be what goes up, but my reaction to it. All it looks like is him saying, "Okay, bring up the sources." You bring up the sources on your screen and try to start showing them to him, and he said, and like the people who watch the video will see those sources, and then he starts freaking out once you say you have them, and gets mad and tries to derail the topic. And then every time he tries to ask for a source for something or ask for a reference for something, and you bring it up and you have it, he tries to like very irrationally freak out, claiming you don't have it when you do on screen. So it's gonna look really bad for him.
He actually like primal like Homo sapien like us from 1,000 years devolved when at some points. I don't know why, or like 100,000 years. Like he like I don't know. There's at one point where I just had him, hey, don't yell, like just don't like. What's the point of that?
Yep.
I worried that I was loud because whenever you came into my stream, I was loud, but I was also being loud. I've not got my audio and balancing down as quick as I would like. I procrastinated like a bitch on setting up my stream. Like my profile picture was made like 30 minutes before the stream went up.
Yeah. Oh, also, this is big important. Whenever somebody says in a debate with you, calm down, take a deep breath, they're losing. This is a desperate strategy. This is when they know they at least think they look bad, and so what they're trying to do is draw attention to the fact that you're mad and you need to calm down. That's the moment when you say, listen, being assertive may be alien to you, but it doesn't mean that I can't breathe, okay? Maybe for you, trying to act assertive, like, literally takes the breath out of your life. Like, just come up with something that literally calls out what he's doing, you know?
I didn't even acknowledge it, but like at one point someone's like, he said like, just breathe or something. It's like, what? I am completely fine speaking right now. I understand that even though I may have like literal paralysis in my face, I'm a better speaker than you, and I can speak more concisely than you. That's a bit much for you, but I'm actually speaking at a quick pace because I just speak that way. I don't have to sit there and mumble my way through a conversation because I'm not limp-dicked like you are. I'm a little confident when I have to say, because the second he was forced to think on his toes at all, he just made shit up. I think he's actually a dumbass for taking that debate. It could only go wrong for him, and he knew he was lying. I don't know why he didn't just step back.
He was scared to do it too, and I think that like the extended like bit of him like after agreeing to do the debate, not wanting to, and then like the way he handled it, and then the way he ended it.
He did not want to debate me. He did not want to talk about it.
He was not down to talk to somebody who knew what they were talking about. And you only knew like maybe 60% of the context.
Yeah,
and so like if you knew all of it,
I went in there knowing all you need to know he's a fucking liar though. That's all I cared to research, and that's what I got. That's what I came with. And then he's like, "You don't have any research," and wouldn't let me fucking show it. What a dumbass. What a sad sack of shit, man. I could not imagine waking up every day, sitting myself in that smarmy ass fucking room and thinking that. Or thinking like that. I couldn't imagine being that way. That shit's fucking sad.
Yeah, well, he is going to alienate himself from a lot of people with this one, because he's taken a pretty losing issue. I mean, this is something that even Vosh, like, literally called Shuonhead a stupid bitch over publicly on stream in a whole segment. Like, and people also called me hypocritical for saying I won't burn the bridge with... How many times have I said before Vosh called out Shuonhead and before all that shit happened that I might burn the bridge with Vosh? Can you think of, like, how many times I said I am considering it?
Dude, I've never heard someone... if you guys think Xander felt betrayed with the shit with, like, Keffels and whatnot, Xander... tell me if I'm wrong, considers Vosh a way better friend, like a way closer friend, you know? When Vosh denounced that all... And, yeah, you guys hang out in real life all the time. Like when Vosh didn't denounce that shit, right, immediately, and he wasn't aware of the full context as far as I'm aware. He just thought it was like somewhat he was a little late to it. So when Xander was under the impression that Vosh was aware of all of the context and whatnot, and like wasn't doing anything about it, I've never heard Xander sound that hurt about another content creator in my life. Ever in my life.
Yeah. No, he's been one of my friends for like the longest here.
And he was going to act on that because Xander has some amount of principles. And if you think, if anyone throughout any of this conversation has even for a moment been hate watching or something and think I'm like dick riding my bro or some shit like this, like, no, this is the bare minimum. If you wouldn't act like this, you got to work on yourself, man. If you wouldn't stand up for yourself, you're never making it, ever. You'll never make it.
The thing is, you know for a fact that even if it's bad for like my YouTube career, I will burn bridges with somebody that I could easily just suck it up and farm clout from because it goes against my principles or it doesn't make me feel right. Yeah. And hell, I even mentioned in the Keffels conversation, I wish people like actually did it. Like, I was serious. Like, it's not that like I'm like, I don't consider Vosh a good friend or like, oh, I want to end my friendship with him or whatever. It's more so like this is a standard I have for everybody, and I'd apply it to him too. Like, if Vosh was ever like, hey, this person you're friends with is a shithead, you should, like, I'd be like, oh, okay, man, like, you've done a lot for me, and like, yeah, they fucked you over. Okay, I'll do that. Like, and you know, I'm fine with people being in private cordial with another person. I think that's different than being friends. But Keffels was outright like talking about how Shu was like her anchor whenever like before she went into rehab and stuff. I think it's pretty different from like, yeah, Zan, I agree. I'm not going to be platforming her or shouting her out in a positive way anymore. Like, that was really fucked up, and no one can make an excuse for that. After
you know what Keffels could have done to just the biggest dick play there, and you wouldn't even have to accept it. Keffels could have been like, you know, Shu, I really, really like you, but I don't like this action. Can we rectify it? I have plenty of friends who have done shit that is just wrong. I've had friends fuck up. Of course I have. Everyone has. And I don't stand for that shit at all. And I tell them, hey, dude, I want you to fix this shit. I hold my friends to that shit. Why doesn't she? Because Xander, if Keffels was like, you need like Shu, you need to rectify some shit with Zan, would you have been open for like any amount of dialogue there? You don't have to be, but like, would you have?
I honestly would be if the idea was like, you're both my friends, and I would prefer if we could at least try as working it out. I think a way of working it out that could have been like a potential like ending C that would have been nice, or ending D. I forget what the GTA like secret ending is. GTA 5 secret ending is. That's actually the best one, and the happiest ending would have been like, okay, Zan, I completely understand why you're upset. I actually that is pretty fucked up what she did. But here's the thing: how about considering Shuan had wronged you? If she was willing to talk to you and work this out and make it right, in like, you know, maybe apologize for what happened and whatnot, and maybe like make a tweet to say like, hey, people interpreted this tweet about Zan a certain way, and I want to be very clear, I do not think that he's a defender of pedophilia or whatever. Like, if that was what she offered, I would feel way better about just straight up being like willing to look past it. If she was willing to just like not do like the public, I call it dick riding of Shu, but it was pretty dick riding. You know?
Yeah, it's dick riding. I mean, another thing with Shu, it was pretty clear she was being super fucking emotional when she tweeted that dumb shit out, right? Could you imagine if she was just like, you know what? Actually, I take that shit back. Let's fix this. You know, that I don't know. I almost have more respect for people that I've met who I didn't like initially and they fixed themselves because they were doing something stupid than I have respect for people I've liked the entire time because I've seen proof of their character. I would honestly say I'd like Shu if she tried to fix that shit.
That's actually why I like Hunter Avalon so much, who recently went through some fucked up shit, so send some support his way. But I've seen him go from, like, shitty chud to based motherfucker, all while, based MF, all while, like, actually taking a hit to his finances and his career success to meet his principles because he learned things he didn't know before. It changed his worldview, and he refused to just follow the money. Like, that I respect the hell out of that.
I am upset.
Yeah.
To say the least. I think it is the reason I'm frustrated, mind you, these weren't really my friends. Like, I'm not happy that like Xander got fucked over, right? But you know what I'm really upset about honestly more than Xan getting fucked? These are the people I have to represent the things that I believe in. Like, that's what I got to live with, man. People who do shit like that. Like,
you
seriously?
have to be the change you want to see in the world. You got to be the voice that, like, we aren't lucky.
Can y'all tell he's been begging me to stream for, like, years?
Yeah. Dog, this is the perfect start for you. I'm so glad you actually did this because it's like
I honestly
literally the
wasn't
best
sure if you would
jumping
want
off
me to
point.
do it because I know that sometimes you like keeping a lot of the problems private. But I was so fucking mad about Sunday acting like a dumbass. I DM'd Xander. I was like, Xander, please let me fucking argue with this guy. I won't take your rep. I promise.
Yeah,
I seem like
basically.
someone who's been streaming for years. The truth is that I've been practicing. I swear. I have a friend Miko. She's a mute and my editor, and so every time I'm talking to her, it's like I'm talking to chat, and she totally wouldn't kill me for having said that.
Yeah.
She's
So,
watching right now for context.
oh, cool. How's your viewer numbers doing right now? How's your stream?
16, that's decent enough for a person who's literally never streamed before. It was at like 30 during the actual debate.
Oh,
I don't know
damn,
how
okay.
long I'll stream. I'm just playing. I'll probably stream as long as you and I talk. I'm just playing some Risk of Rain 2 while
Back
you watch it.
back when I streamed 2B2T in Fortnite, 12 viewers was like, holy shit, I gotta sit up and be really entertaining. This is real. I gotta keep these people around. Like, I remember that was like, just like, I've gone from like the
Everything.
2 or 3 viewers that I would average to like, okay, okay, all right, shit's getting real. And then like last stream, I literally had like 1,300 viewers at one point.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think if I started making money off of streaming, as lowly as this is to say, when I'm just coming from being the guy who wants to talk about things he believes in, if I was able to make money off of streaming, I would do it all the fucking time, like with no complaints whatsoever, because then I wouldn't be worrying about like, oh, I got to move out with my girlfriend soon. I've got to figure out my life. I got to start building credit. You know, like, well, I still got to start building credit, but like, I don't know.
I,
Streaming for me feels really rough because I just want to be able to make it.
yeah, I think for you, it would not be as hard of a grind as you think. And I feel like you could just, I feel like you've done it. Like basically imagine like you're scared to swim across a ice cold pool, but you've got to do it, right? You've got to do it. Come on. You'd be a perfect content creator, and it's such an easy dub for you. Like you would be such a successful content creator if you really leaned into it. And so you've basically just with this one stream put one foot in the water on that first step. And you could just like immediately pull it out and be a pussy and be like one of those people who goes for it and then puts their foot in and goes, ah! Yeah, you could be that person. Or you could be the person who just goes balls deep, just goes all the way in, fuck it, we ball. You just walk into the deep end and you swim across and you just get it over with. And next thing you know, you're successful. You've made it. You don't have to do the fighting through the
I
ice cold
could, and
pool.
I will be grinding it. Don't worry. This isn't me saying like, oh, I'm still not sure. Like I am going to. I told my girlfriend I would. You know, and she seems cool with it. But like, man, content creators are cunts. And you want to know something that adds on to how I feel like they're slimy, right? Someone says in chat, and I'm going to paraphrase because I'm playing Risk of Rain, so it's annoying to read chat right now. They said in chat, like, the worst part about it is that Keffels is acting so unfazed. Like, if I'm having a situation like this where I'm falling through with a friend, even if I'm 100,000 billion% right and they've been wrong to me, I don't feel good. I don't smile and make 8 streams about it. I say, yeah, this sucks. And, you know, in Xander's case, he's trying to clear his fucking rep. That's why he's still talking about it. I'm sure Xander feels fucking great having to speak about how one of his friends fucked him over, like, multiple times. No one should be sitting there fucking content farming that, man. They just
Yeah,
shouldn't.
it was pretty much over if she didn't make a whole drama segment about it. Pretty much, like I get that I made a tweet, but did it really require a whole like stream segment to talk about the tweet where I like haciously called her haciously? Like, wait, is that a word?
What are
wait,
you looking for? Oh, fuck him.
Wait, hastily. That's the word.
Hastily, yeah.
Fucking hell,
I swear
my
to God,
brain on COVID.
No, guys, you guys don't understand. This happens to us all the time. One of us will forget a word, and then the other one cannot no longer remember it. It fucking gets beamed out of both of us at the same time.
Yeah,
I knew the word too.
It's literally like when Ice King sleeps and he gets the red beam like sent to his brain.
Yeah.
But it's sucking things out of our brain. Yeah.
God.
I remember that being like whenever that happened, and Fiona and Cake, you were like, "This is how I come up with my
freaked
DM ideas."
Dude, it is. No, I plan my Pathfinder sessions through my fucking sleep. I swear to God, I lucid dream plot lines and I write them down the second I wake up. God.
Yeah, he does that. He literally has like a journal that he. Did you take it to Seattle when you came to visit me?
No, I wrote it. I told you I wrote in it, and remember when I read you my lore, but I keep it on Google Docs, actually.
You literally explained an hour of your fucking lore. It was insane. I remember just sitting there, like, just being like,
Oh, You know what I kind of want to do? You know how people make like Warhammer 40K videos and whatnot? I kind of want to make that for my own setting. I feel like I can make it entertaining enough, and I know that my own editing skills and I have like 3 dudes who can edit for me, and who will edit for me. I know that they can make that shit entertaining.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, no, I think
And,
it really is as simple as you boot up stream and start playing some Risk of Rain or whatever game. Like, we could play games together and you can stream it, and that'll bring people in because
yeah.
I can shout you out and I have an excuse to like add it in my Discord, and you'll immediately get quite a few viewers if I'm there. And then it's like just us playing a game, and like whenever something political or like just something that's worth like ranting about happens, you're really good at ranting. Just rant.
God, Miko keeps telling me the same thing. For context, Miko's my editor I was talking about. So Miko will tell me she's like clipping something I said just to have it, and that she wishes that she could have compilations of it like it's YouTube. She already treats the conversations I have with like you and Stu like a fucking like Oni plays video or something. Shit's funny as hell.
Mm-hmm.
God.
Yeah, we have a good
I don't
time.
know.
I feel like, yeah, if we just kind of like bring that energy into your content, like you're basically going to be unstoppable, like unironically.
Yeah.
I mean, take it from
How
me.
did Xanderhal
I've
become
made it as a YouTuber.
Ooh, how did Xander become an oracle? Listen, guys, Xander's not an oracle. He's just like observant. I feel like a lot of people acted like you like fucking pulled a rabbit out of the hat whenever you talked about the Afghanistan situation. It's like, is everyone actually just that dumb? Like when
well,
you and
now
I
I'm
would
wrong
talk about
about
it, it
that
just
again.
made sense.
Now I'm wrong about
yeah,
that
you-
again, according to Keffel's community. I was getting shit about, the
God.
quote was, Xan is pro-imperialism as long as it's in the name of women's rights. My response is to that is, please look at the polls of what actual Afghans who live in Afghanistan wanted in regards to the U.S. Afghanistan pullout. The vast majority said, well, yes, they want the U.S. to leave eventually, though a surprising amount said they did not want them to ever leave, because, like, realistically. The vast majority of them said they do not want the U.S. to leave until very specific standards have been met with the Taliban for their negotiations. And one of those standards was for the women's right to work, vote, go to school, and I believe also own businesses was the other one. Women lost all these rights as soon as the Taliban took Afghanistan within a week. I was completely right, and you can't give me shit about it.
One of the groups that leftists take nowhere near as seriously as they should are Muslim women. Like for what? Because I gotta guess it's like pushback for the fact that conservatives are like racist as fuck. Islamist, yeah. My bad, I misspoke. Sorry.
Yeah,
chat.
Islamist basically is like the radical like pushes the online. If somebody is like super heavily pushing Sharia law and they're like, I love being a part of Sharia law and I think everybody should have to follow Sharia law, like we're talking like the people that Sneeko pretends to be, they're called Islamists, not just Muslims.
Yeah. Well, regardless, I feel like that's not taken as seriously as it should be because Muslims were treated like shit by conservatives for such a long time that lefties now feel the need to like push back like in total opposition instead of recognizing that, wait, this is still like a hyper conservative religion. It still sucks.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think most lefties are like generally pretty. I think you're mostly referring to like the mainstream liberal left there. I think most leftists are actually like, besides weird polytheistic pagan religions, pretty anti-theistic. And I think most of like you'll notice that a lot of people in my chat don't say oh god, they say oh gods, and I don't know if it's like genuine belief or mostly just like a meme because they recognize religion as more of, in that way, is more of a social construct and like a fun thing. But yeah, I know a lot of people in my audience are just like pagan polytheistic, and yeah.
I don't mind when someone I know is like religious or whatever, but like the second it affects anything to do with how we interact, I don't care. Leave me alone. Stop. Like, God.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I've passed up pussy because it was Christian before, guys. It just ain't worth it.
Yeah, I lost my virginity to a Christian girl.
It's so over.
Yeah. Well, listen, okay. To be fair, listen, this girl was the archetype of the muddy bikini-wearing girl in the GTA 6 trailer, okay?
I can make exceptions.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, now you know what I'm, yeah, okay, yeah, you get it, now you get it. That was, yeah.
But in all seriousness, though, this is gonna sound crazy. I do not think I could keep it up, bro. I just could not keep it up during the act. I would feel too pissed off. I think they're too dumb.
Yeah.
Couldn't do
No,
it.
for sure. No, I definitely think that that like as far as like being able to have relationships with people who are more conservative leaning, that's something I honestly couldn't do in my real life unless they
I
were
think
like
that
there's a
I
few
think that
people who are more
people
conservative that I'm cool with.
I think that people who are like a part of minority groups in any way, shape, or form who are with conservative, how the fuck was I supposed to do that? Who are with people who are like more conservative and whatnot, don't respect themselves all that much. I'm not gonna be mad at them, but like, don't pretend like you're doing things well for yourself because you're not. And I'm sure there's gonna be someone in chat who hangs out with like conservatives because that's their closest friends or whatever, or like they're dating a conservative because that's who loves them. But you're worth a lot more than that. You can do better than that. I'm not going to harp on you all that much. I don't think totally positively of you, to be clear, but I do think that you can and should do better than that. Finding people who will love you and care for you who you are with no compromise isn't actually all that hard.
Yeah. I honestly can't think of a better place to like wrap up my like this topic in the stream.